Did I stutter?
He has time, launches it to the end zone. Touchdown! Terrence Williams!
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
The 2011 winner of the Heisman Trophy is Robert Griffin III, RG3!
Welcome to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Langoliers, base hit to center, and the Baylor Bears win their first Big 12 tournament championship.
And their fat little girlfriends are telling them what they want to hear, which is how great you are.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Call us on the Impact Health Labs caller line at 254-339-1122.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Yep, just ready for OU.
You can't handle the truth.
Here's Drake Toll.
Let's go! Welcome into the Petty Clinic Low T studio for your Wednesday. I am Drake Toll alongside our producer Armstrong Sims. The Blonde Boys Power Hour has been unexpectedly postponed today until 1 p.m. because JD's dog was super antsy this morning and wanted to go to the dog park early. So JD Pickell is joining the show today. That is at 1 o'clock. Blonde Boys Power Hour moved to the late slot. It's okay. Gotta walk the dog. We understand it. Tonight, Baylor, Oklahoma State, women's basketball back in action, trying to avenge the loss against Iowa State that took place on Saturday at the Farrell Center in Stillwater. Baylor playing one of the better teams in the Big 12, a showdown, a matchup that's huge in conference play. So not only on top of that, we got Kim Mulkey and Nalissa Smith, who will join us via yesterday's press conference at the airport that they have. We got clips from that guest list today. Oh boy. So remember the Crazy Hot Matrix guy that I was telling you guys all about yesterday, and it was all over social media that, hey, Crazy Hot Matrix guy is joining us at 11:15, and we're so excited to have him on, and we do. We have him on. But Crazy Hot Matrix guy, JD called him and said, hey, bro, I got to walk my dog tomorrow. I got to take my dog to the dog park. Can we do this later? And Crazy Hot Matrix guy was like, on a scale of 1 to Crazy Hot Matrix, yes. Let's do it at 1:15. So we took the 11:15, we dropped a 1:15. Crazy Hot Matrix guy, otherwise known in the corporate world because he's an attorney. He's an attorney by Dana. His name's Dana McClendon. He will join us at 1:15 today and break things down with JD and myself. How about 11:40? Aaliyah Miller is going to join the show. She is the new university record holder in track and field for the 1,000 meter. We heard from you. We had live fan feedback from our father, Jack Wheeler, who said, hey, how have you guys not talked about the fact that Aaliyah Miller broke the school record in the 1,000 meter? And as soon as we read it, we were like, oh, you're right. And then I looked at Armstrong and I said, Armstrong, why haven't we talked about that yet? And Armstrong said, I don't know. You told us you were going to, and we never did. So now, even better, joining the show today at 11:40, Aaliyah Miller. She's going to talk about breaking the school record in the 1,000 meters. We're going to have her via Baylor track and field. Then at 12:05, Gurleen Kaur, a member of the Baylor Lady Bear golf team. Gurleen punched her ticket to move on and play at Augusta in the Augusta Women's Amateur. That coming up in March, late March, early April for Gurleen. Tried to have her on last week. Gonna grab her today at 12:05 on the show via Zoom. So we got Dana McClendon, Crazy Hot Matrix guy, Aaliyah Miller, and Gurleen Kaur all coming on the show today. How about it? 254-339-1122. Armstrong and I had another really good conversation before the show today about whose show it was, and we both decided, as we always do, that it is not my show. It is not Armstrong's show, although it some days it is. Most days Armstrong is running the show. And it's not JD's show, especially on a day like today where he's walking his dog at the dog park. It's your show. So call in, get involved. We got Bear games to play today because the bracket, the Baylor second best bracket, we are down to 8. The Elite Eight kicks off today with what I thought, okay, Armstrong, I thought it would be a much tougher matchup in the Elite Eight. This is not a tough competition for me remotely. We have Seth Russell and Shock Linwood. Shock Linwood, number one, all-name team. Seth Russell, another one of those Baylor guys, like the kind of not the best that never was, but you could throw that term out loosely for a guy who never saw the complete potential. Imagine Seth Russell starting for 3 or 4 years. But Shock Linwood, all-time rushing leader at Baylor, number 1 seed. He's my number 1 overall seed in the bracket. I think it's either Shock Linwood or Corey Coleman that ends up winning that one. Seth Russell made his way to the Elite Eight via a play-in game. Seth Russell, he wasn't even on the original bracket, which I dropped the ball on that. But you're telling me Cyril Richardson, who was an All-American, got booted in round 1. Not only that, Lake Seastrunk, who I also could have put right there where Seth Russell is. No, you the fans, it is your show. You the fans said, we want Seth Russell, we want him now. You got him today. Seth Russell and Shock Linwood on the Baylor second best bracket squaring off. And then today's Bear Games question of the day. If you could pick one Big 12 coach to babysit your children, who would it be? You have one Big 12 coach out there, and the fate of the world is on the line, and you get a call from the president that you have to go to Washington, D.C. and save the nation, and one Big 12 coach can babysit your kids. Who's it going to be? Who's going to be? Call us 254-339-1122. We're giving stuff away today. Armstrong, where's my tumbler? Where's my wine tumbler?
I think we gave it away. We gave it away to Miss Barbara Teague.
You're kidding. You know what?
I think we did, yeah.
I can accept that. That. Picture the wine tumbler that we had earlier in last week's show. There are many more in existence, and we're giving those out today. We're playing the green and blank game today when JD drops in on the Blonde Boys Power Hour. Hey, if you're listening out there on your Roku, if you're listening on your YouTube Live or on your Twitter, especially your Twitter, whatever's most convenient for you, there are options out there. Armstrong's telling me we got a podcast now, that we do that on Spotify, that you can go on Spotify and re-listen to entire shows and not just segments. Last I checked, January 14th is up. So
yes, that's correct.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
We've kind of got a podcast. On top of that, YouTube Live. If the Roku doesn't work, Roku's complicated. I can't figure out my Roku. YouTube Live, up and going on your television. You can throw it up. You have a restaurant, put up YouTube Live. Come on. YouTube Live it, watch it on the screen. If not, don't feel like you have to keep YouTube open all day. This is up-tempo. We do things different around here. Open up the SicEm365 app, SicEm365.com/app. Download the app, hit listen. You can listen live. On top of that, hit watch, and what can they do?
Watch.
They can watch live.
Is that what you're looking for?
Riverbend Liquor and Wine text line. So one of the things I don't think we really clarified well enough at the very beginning of this show is the fact that if you call or text your Seth Russell or Shock Linwood vote, you get 10 extra points. So where this is going to come into play is some may pose the question, hey, the Billings and Mims matchup, Mims won that on Twitter. But Billings won that by 30 votes in studio, so by the slimmest of margins, like single-digit votes. Billings moves on to the Elite Eight. So we got a Riverbend Liquor and Wine text line, text here that says Seth Russell. So there you go. That's 10 votes for Seth Russell. If you send your vote in, if you call your vote in, play the Bear games, bring up your topic of the day, you get 10 extra points for whoever your player of choice is. It's got to be the Baylor King on the Riverbend Liquor and Wine text line. Says, Baylor women's basketball needs to win today in order to be tied for first place with Iowa State, who barely survived Oklahoma last night. Not sure if you guys saw, but Iowa State at home last night against Oklahoma in women's collegiate basketball, a 1-point victory that kept them in charge of the Big 12 right now. The Baylor Lady Bears with one loss in Big 12 play, that Iowa State loss on Saturday that snapped a slew of streaks. But Baylor trying to make their way back in a matchup tonight against Oklahoma State. We're talking that today. Got a lot going on in the Baylor realm. Men's tennis, women's tennis earlier this week with wins. Both teams top 25 and undefeated. But before we get into the meat of the show, there's one thing that we have to do. There's one thing that I love to do, Armstrong. It's a certain hockey video that features my favorite hockey team in the world, and that's the United States of America.
Oh, yes.
Do we have that?
We do have that.
Ah, beautiful.
1, 2, 3. USA, attitude, USA. Oh, mama, don't you cry. Oh, mama, don't you cry. USA hockey is do or die. USA hockey is do or die. Take a hockey stick in my hand. Take a hockey stick in my hand. Go on off to a foreign land. Go on off to a foreign land. Play said I'd be a star. Play said I'd be a star. USA hockey will go very far. USA hockey will go very far.
Best line of the whole thing. USA hockey will go very far.
Take the Gatorade in your glass. We just kicked your. We just kicked your.
Let's go! Get the juices pumping. It is a Wednesday, folks. Women's basketball returns tonight. On top of that, did you see this, Armstrong? Baylor women's basketball adds the 2019 Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Did you see that? Transfer from Texas Tech, Chrislyn Carr scored over 1,000 career points in 2+ seasons with the Lady Raiders. Again, the 2019 Big 12 Freshman of the Year. She is transferring to join Kim Mulkey and the Baylor Lady Bears. Kim Mulkey announced that Tuesday. Freshman of the Year, Carr took the league by storm, averaging 18 points per game on her way to all Big 12 honorable mention. 558 points that year were third most by a freshman in Raider history. In addition to scoring 3.8 assists, 3.8 rebounds, 1.6 steals per contest. Followed the freshman campaign with another all Big 12 honorable mention, 14 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Shot 37% from deep, so a shooter. Coming to join the Lady Bears, Chrislyn Carr from Texas Tech is joining the Baylor program. How about this, Armstrong? Hat day today. Who am I?
Who are you?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I'm Craig Smoak. I pulled out my best Craig Smoak impression today with the hat. I woke up and I said, you know what? Today be a good day. It's dressed like Craig Smoak at work day.
Yep.
No one else followed suit back there. But we got Zach joining us in studio today. Zach, a new intern who played under Coach Kevin Kelly at UCLA. Zach played center, and somehow he took a $150,000 pay cut from his NFL job to come on with Up Tempo and work with us. Isaac is here running social media as well, running our Up Tempos. We got a lot to go through today with women's basketball in action against Oklahoma State. And I'll tell you, this OSU team, they are a force to be reckoned with. They're 4-1 in conference play. And not only that, they've got a Baylor Lady Bear team that's coming off a loss. That said, I think the absolute worst time to play the Lady Bears would be when they're coming off a loss. However, this is an OSU team that showed they can win touted matchups this year. 5-2 in the Big 12. Baylor just 3-1. They haven't been able to play that many games considering COVID and how that ravaged the team not too long ago. But 6:30 tonight, 6:30 Central. Number 9, Baylor, 8-2 overall. Unranked Oklahoma State, 9-4. Oklahoma State Lady Cowgirls. Is that redundant? I don't think so.
Is that really what they're called?
No, I'm pretty sure it's the Cowgirls. It can't
There's
be the Lady
no way
Cowboys.
it's the Lady Cowgirls. It's
got to be the Cowgirls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be the Cowgirls. Cowgirls with losses against Alabama, Tulsa, a loss to Iowa State by 10, a loss to West Virginia by 7. Outside of that, they've beaten Texas Tech.
It's Cowgirls.
TCU, OU, SMU, and a slew of other schools. Oklahoma State comes into the game receiving votes for the AP poll. 5-2 in conference play. Road game for Kim Mulkey and squad. We've got Mulkey in her press conference going to talk to us in a bit about the matchup with Oklahoma State tomorrow. So here's what else we got today. Yesterday, Baylor signee, commitment, big commitment from West Orange Stark High School defensive end Carmelo Jones becomes the second commit in the 2022 class. I got a chance to talk to him just for a second yesterday, and he'll if not today, we're looking to have him join the show tomorrow. He says, "I feel like I won a state championship. I feel they have my best interest at heart when talking about Baylor." Carmelo Jones joining the squad to be a Baylor Bear, the second recruit out of 2022, 6'3", 210 pounds. Last season alone, he had 75 tackles, 10 for loss, 9 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Unanimous first team all-district at West Orange Stark. A dominant defense. They allowed 8 points per game in the regular season, and no. They allowed like 4.7 points per game in the regular season. The most points they gave up in a game in the regular season was 8. Unbelievable year for Carmelo Jones, who helped lead the West Orange Stark defense. He commits to Baylor the second of 2022. Across the board today, we're talking quarterback battle. Lady Bears against Oklahoma State tonight. The men's game this weekend against Oklahoma State on the road. Couple straight matchups in Stillwater. Men's and women's tennis. We also, again, have a guest list loaded with athletes. Armstrong, you and I talked about it. What do we want? We want more athletes on the show. And I would be remiss if we didn't thank, before we go into that, if we didn't thank Paul Jobson for this setup right here, the soccer ball and the scarf. Coach Jobson comes on the show yesterday. I was like, I got to get you guys some soccer merch. All right, Coach, please do. Lo and behold, the guy offers up a soccer ball, a soccer scarf, and we're riding Baylor soccer here on Up Tempo on the desk. I think I like the soccer ball and the scarf better than the Pringles can.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think that almost makes...
Yesterday we had the Pringles can and the stapler and the Twizzlers pack.
We still have the stapler. It's
we
holding
do
the
have we do have, so I see that now.
On top of the stapler, we also have the tape
measure, and we have some half-drinking bottle of Diet Coke.
Yeah, I think it's fitting, though. Like, you can't have it completely put together. You have to have a little bit here and there that just gives some flavor to what Up-Tempo is. It's just a little bit different, a little bit outside the box.
And the unicorn, of course.
And the unicorn. We still don't know whose unicorn this is.
It's David Smoak's.
We found it in the bathroom floor, and now it is a desk. It mans the desk on Up-Tempo. Today's guest list, 1140, Aaliyah Miller from the Baylor Lady Bear track team. She broke the 1,000-meter school record. 12:05, Gurleen Kaur, who notched her ticket for the Augusta Amateur, women's amateur, playing on the Masters golf course. And then 1:15, crazy hot Matrix guy, J.D. Pickell will be back from walking his dog at the dog park at 1 o'clock. We'll have the Blonde Boys Power Hour then. For now, though, I'm Drake Toll. That's Armstrong Sims. We got a live studio audience here with us. We're going to take a break, bring it back, hear from Kim Mulkey and Nalissa Smith, prefacing tonight's game against Oklahoma State. Don't go anywhere. This is Up Tempo.
Super Tuesday lived up to its hype last night with blockbusters across the country. Starting in the top 10, number 3 Villanova narrowly escaped unranked Seton Hall at home, 76-74. Number 6 Tennessee fell on the road at unranked Florida in blowout fashion, 75-49, and number 7 Michigan got back on track against Maryland, 87-63. Elsewhere, number 18 Alabama won their 8th straight game by blowing out LSU in Baton Rouge, 105-75, and 15th ranked Ohio State lost to unranked Purdue, 67-65 at home.
Ivy, the step back for the freshman. Ivy, cold-blooded freshman, hits the three.
The lone game in the Big 12 last night saw Oklahoma beat Kansas State, 76-50, no surprise. On the women's side, number 24 Iowa State snuck by Oklahoma 64-63, and number 9 Lady Bears look to get back on track with a game in Stillwater tonight at 6:30 on ESPN+. In football, West Orange Stark defensive end Carmelo Jones becomes Baylor's second commitment in the 2022 class. The 6'3", 210-pound Jones notched 75 tackles and 9 sacks last season. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like First Free Checking, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
Bird Culture Ford has been in Waco since 1936. Ford, the #1 selling truck in Texas, 43 years running. And Bird Culture Ford proudly supports high school football in Central Texas. And no better way to tailgate with a Ford than from Bird Culture Ford. And are there better vehicles to tailgate with than the Ford F-150 or the Ford Expedition? And of course, you can get them new pre-owned Bird Culture Ford. Our sponsor of the Ford Tough Player of the Week, locally owned dealership. Online at bkford.com at 1701 West Loop 340 in Waco. Bird Culture Ford.
The holidays are here, and I have a simple question for you. Will you weigh as much more or less than you do right now when the holidays are over? Why not end the year in better shape than when you started and create momentum for 2021? Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness has numerous options for stocking stuffer gifts with gift cards for gym or tennis membership, fitness merchandise, tanning, massage, tennis lessons, and personal training. Perhaps a gift for a client, a family member, or a friend. You just need to walk through the front door to change your life. Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness with personal trainers Christy London and Randall Corley. 40-plus group exercise classes, including twice-a-week boot camp. Spacious, clean workout room, free weights, Cybex cardio equipment, and no intimidation. A tremendous camaraderie and family atmosphere. So get the best and healthiest Christmas gift you can for someone or yourself. It's time to react today, not tomorrow, at Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness on Lake Shore Drive in Waco.
Learning to navigate life in the COVID-19 world has been a struggle, and where and how to get tested has been one of the biggest challenges. Impact Health Labs has your answer. If you need mass testing for your office, church, dormitory, or school, Impact Health Labs is who to call. They will come to you, conduct the testing at your location, and have the test back within 24 hours. Most major insurance accepted, meaning your out-of-pocket cost is low. So no more waiting by the phone for days to find out the results. Impact Health Labs was founded by 3 Army licensed and credentialed medical professionals. They believe in accuracy, efficiency, and doing the job right. Call 254-744-6233 to set up your group screening today. Impact Health Labs, on-site, prompt, and accurate, taking COVID-19 head-on. Again, that number is 254-744-6233 or online at impacthealthlabs.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
All right, welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. I am Drake Toll. Armstrong Sims is across the way. We got Zach joining us and Isaac also in studio today. New interns, welcome on board, guys. Welcome to Up Tempo. Tonight, Oklahoma State in Stillwater, the Baylor Lady Bears. Baylor, after a loss to Iowa State. Iowa State only moves up number 24 in the rankings. They just beat Oklahoma last night by 1 point, slimmest of margins. And now tonight, Baylor, number 9, taking on an Oklahoma State team that's 5-2 in Big 12 play. All right, Armstrong. So here's what we got. Kim Mulkey spoke to media yesterday in the airport. Her and Alyssa Smith both got together and spoke to media via Zoom yesterday. Looking across the schedule this year for Oklahoma State, how about Natasha Mack? Natasha Mack's got 51 blocks this season, 23 steals. She averages 11.3 rebounds per game. No made three-pointers, imagine that. But Natasha Mack is an absolute force to be reckoned with for Oklahoma State, and the Lady Bears are going to have to certainly deal with her. On the other side of that, Jami Asbury, she's got 28 three-pointers this season. She's got 21 steals. 54 assists. She is the do-it-all guard for Oklahoma State. Those are the two that were brought up the most in the press conference yesterday. Those are the two that Baylor will have to stop. Kim Mulkey said it. Oklahoma State's got 2 of the best players in the entire conference, and that's what makes them deadly. If they play well, Baylor could be in trouble tonight against a solid team on the road. The Bears still trying to put it back together. Missing Dejanay Carrington on Saturday and Caitlin Pickell as well due to COVID protocols. And still wondering, what they'll have from a team standpoint because things can change up until 10 minutes before the game with this squad and with any team in the country due to COVID. We already talked about how Virginia and Duke, both of their women's programs, have shut down their seasons for the year due to COVID. And the Lady Bears are certainly dealing with a lot going on in their program after they had to take a 2-week hiatus due to the pandemic. But they're back. Game against Iowa State last Saturday, and now their second game back tonight against Oklahoma State. 1 day of practice before they had that game in the Farrell Center last Saturday. But today, they've had more time to prepare and get ready for the Cowgirls in Stillwater. This is Kim Mulkey and Alyssa Smith from yesterday's press conference.
All right, Alyssa, I guess talk about trying to bounce back. When you go back to Iowa State, what do you see from that game that you can learn from or get better from?
I feel like we could learn from everything that happened that night. Offensively, I feel like we were real stagnant. Defensively, we could have followed the scouting report a lot more. But we could have closed out on shooters, not fouled as much. But we could just work on everything.
And going to Stillwater, what do you see from Oklahoma State? How much have y'all scouted them? And what do you remember from playing them last year?
We scouted them last night, and I remember they have good defensive rebounding and offensive rebounding. So that was our main focus last night was rebounding the ball, out-rebounding them. And I know they got Natasha Mack and Jami Asbury, very good scorers. So we know to play great defense on her.
Hi, Alyssa. Just from observing you guys for a while now and coach's comments the other night, it seems like there's a lot to the process for you guys of getting ready for each game that maybe you weren't able to do going into the Iowa State game. Does it take some time to sort of get that process back in terms of being in y'all's rhythm, or do you feel like you're there now going into this game?
Well, going into the Iowa State game, we haven't practiced with each other for a while. So, I mean, we were I wouldn't say unprepared, but we weren't as prepared as we usually are for every game. So now going forward, we've only practiced with each other for one more day. So, I mean, we're going to practice again tonight and play the next day. So, I mean, it's as prepared as we can get for this game.
Melissa, with what you guys have been through with the pause in the program, and you see what's going on, some other teams have actually shut down their schedules for the year. They're not playing anymore. Is there any concern for the girls, for you guys, that maybe this season won't get done?
I feel like we don't really have that concern. We're just going with the flow right now, just playing as we can. We're practicing like all the things that we can to stay safe and keep this season going. So, I mean, we can't really predict the future, but we're going to play as we can.
Do you relish every opportunity, though, knowing how last season ended and knowing that anything's possible? Do you kind of just try to relish every opportunity to get on the court, every game you can play?
Absolutely. The game of basketball is a blessing. So every time we get to get on that court and play for each other, I mean, it's just another opportunity to get better. And just the way the season ended last year, having the team that we had and knowing we couldn't have gone as far as we did. I mean, we just know what we got to do.
Melissa, Coach talked about it the other night that there are games where Hannah's going to struggle. I mean, she's a freshman. It was really hard the other night because, like, who are you going to guard? But are you seeing growth from her, whether it's in practice or just getting better? I mean, we got to remember she is a freshman, but you see that growth from her? Absolutely.
Hannah is a great offensive rebounder. She can score the ball very well. In practice, she gives a lot of effort. You don't see that a lot in freshmen. You know, freshmen don't usually know their role, but when Hannah gets on the court, she plays hard. So, I mean, I see a lot in her. I can't wait to play with her next year. I just feel like she's just going to get better here on out.
Yeah, Melissa, you mentioned you guys had practiced once after Saturday. So what was the energy like at practice just following the loss?
The energy was great. I mean, we can't dwell on the loss. We got to continue to move forward every game. So, I mean, we got into our practice and we focused on us. We played defense. We guarded each other. We shot the ball a lot. So, I mean, we're just moving forward.
Kim, thoughts on Oklahoma State, just kind of going into that game and, how much y'all have looked at them and do you go back to last year? Do you look more at what they've done this year?
You look at this year, they just got two outstanding players, two scorers, Mack and Asbury, and then they have the complementary players around them. They've got three-point shooting. They've got toughness at the 3 spot. They've had 2 tough road games that they lost, so they're really hungry for a win, just like we are. So both of us are coming off of losses.
Okay, Kim. Yeah, I asked Liz about kind of getting back in the process, which is I feel like it's really, really important to you guys to be preparing the way you want to prepare. And I guess the conference or the NCAA has a mandated 1 day off per week. So you guys apparently have had that 1 day off. And how much do you feel like you get back into the process and back into your normal preparation at this point?
Oh, yeah. Sunday is our usual day off. Unless we're playing a game. Practice is where you do your most teaching. And that's why it's tough this year under all the protocols and rules when you don't know how many kids you're going to have every day. And you can only perform well on game day when you had enough hours in the gym to prepare your team. That's just the kind of coach I am. I just feel like that's my classroom. That's where I do the most teaching. And just imagine, y'all know you were all students at one time. When you haven't been in school for a week, you forgot when you were a little kid, math, subtraction, and you miss it, and it affects you. And that's important. Our practice was good on Monday, yesterday. It was outstanding, and but I didn't expect it not to be. I think when you're away as long as we were and then you come off of a loss, I just think everybody's focused on getting better.
Is there a conditioning element in that at all? Did you guys kind of have to play a little bit back into mid-season shape at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. If you saw our game the other night, we had 3 starters using that vibrator, roller, or whatever on their legs during timeouts and stuff. But it's not like you just line them up and you just run. The conditioning comes with the basketball. And that just comes from being in the gym at practice every day.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, Jerry. Kim, like you said, practice is kind of your classroom. How excited were you it had been so long for you. How excited were you just to kind of get back to the classroom?
Well, I told them they may wish I had COVID again, but I've got 90 days supposedly that I can't get it. Now I don't know if that's true or who knows, but that's what I've been told. I don't have to test for a while. It was like intense, and our practices were just. Our 2 practices yesterday, we split it up. Were intense, and it was just fun. It was fun for me because I felt like I had all of their attention. Losing gets your attention as a player, but when you haven't seen each other, or I haven't seen them. I've seen them very few times in the last month. It's just it feels like you're getting back to normal.
Yeah, Coach, I was wondering if you could give an evaluation of Natasha Mack in terms of how strong a post player she is. I mean, she's somebody who may be a little bit under the radar nationally. I know she's not in the Big 12, but what's your evaluation of her?
Michelle, she's an offensive machine. She's a very difficult kid to defend because she can shoot the perimeter shot and she can get it off against bigger players. And then when you add her rebounding ability, it's tough, and it makes you realize this kid is doing for her team what the great ones do, and she's their bread and butter. But you add Asbury to the mix, who's having a great year and shoots the 3 as good as she does. It makes it harder to guard Mac, and you're exactly right. In the Big 12, we all know about her. She's going to get her numbers. She's going to get her shots, her points. You just better hope nobody else beats you.
And if I could ask a little bit about Nalissa, how you feel like she's developed this year. I mean, she's been very consistent for you, I would say, throughout her career. But how is she motivated by a loss to Iowa State? How does that maybe affect her individually, or does it?
Well, Nalissa is a kind of a gym rat. She's one of those that'll stay in the gym on her own and call you at night when the lights go out. Hey, coach, help me. I can't get the lights back on. I thought her practice yesterday was outstanding. I thought that she tried to lead by her actions. She does not like to lose. And she's a player that in the last 2 years has been able to, as you said about Mac, kind of go under the radar a little bit because she had Brown and then she had Cox, and then, man, all of a sudden she'd win these games for us because the attention was put on those other 2. And now the attention is put on Nalissa, and it takes a while maybe to adjust. And I think that she's adjusting and she's keeping her team involved in things. And I just like what I saw on the floor yesterday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Darby.
Yeah, Coach, I know you guys are, at the airport, and obviously home games are preferred, but does it feel good after not playing for so long to be able to, have the team there and ready to go on a road trip with a mission and a chance to play again?
Absolutely. I think I left my jacket, so I better stay indoors. That tells you how out of sync I am on traveling on the road right now. It's been a while, and it's just good to be around them. Obviously, when I say around them, it's not the usual around, sitting by them on a bus or showing them something on a computer on the bus. You have to actually separate, and we have 2 buses now. Everybody has their own private room. That seems a little odd, and it's just different and uncomfortable, but it's just good to see them on the floor when they're practicing, and we'll have a practice there tonight and a shoot around tomorrow.
Yeah, Coach, you all announced the addition of Crystalline Carr as a transfer. What is it like to add her to already talented roster you already have?
I have not seen her. She's gone through all the COVID protocols while we were playing and practicing, so I haven't had a chance to just sit down with her and visit. I know what she did against us at Texas Tech, and the nature of the beast now is transfer portal. And when a young lady wants to transfer, you better listen, because you don't know how many's going to transfer out when season is over. So it's kind of like free agency now. And I thought her speed and quickness against us at Texas Tech, her perimeter ability to shoot the perimeter shot, just are exciting the way her motor runs fast. And I thought those are things that we could welcome into our program.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Jerry.
Kim, you mentioned the other night, I mean, Hannah, there really wasn't anybody for her to guard. It was going to be a struggle for her. But I asked Nalissa this same question. Have you seen growth from her? Do you see her, really, she's a freshman. We have to understand that. But are you seeing that kind of growth from her where she's going to develop into a really good player?
Absolutely, I do. Other than the last game, go look at her stats. Look at what she was shooting from the field. Look what she did in the TCU game when we got in foul trouble at the post. She can shoot the face-up jumper. She is a lot like Kalani Brown and those kids in that when you play teams like Iowa State, it's a very difficult matchup, not because they wouldn't try, but just their size and things like that. And I'm very high on her, very high.
And is this a game where she would be more of a factor? I wasn't sure exactly what Oklahoma State had, but
yes,
they obviously have.
Their style of play is not like Iowa State or like Arkansas. Mac is a big player. This is a game where she can be more effective on the defensive end of the floor. It's just matchup problems with certain teams, and I want to protect her and not let her lose her confidence.
Back in the Petty Clinic Low T studio, Drake Toll alongside Armstrong Sims. Coming up next, Aaliyah Miller joins the show. That was just Kim Mulkey and Nalissa Smith in yesterday's press conference, breaking down today's matchup with Oklahoma State in Stillwater. Be a big game on ESPN Plus at 6:30. Again, I'm Drake Toll. It's Armstrong Sims. Coming up after this, Aaliyah Miller of the Baylor Lady Bear Track Squad joins the show. This is Up Tempo.
Super Tuesday lived up to its hype last night with blockbusters across the country. Starting in the top 10, number 3 Villanova narrowly escaped unranked Seton Hall at home, 76-74. Number 6 Tennessee fell on the road at unranked Florida in blowout fashion, 75-49, and number 7 Michigan got back on track against Maryland, 87-63. Elsewhere, number 18 Alabama won their 8th straight game by blowing out LSU in Baton Rouge, 105-75, and 15th ranked Ohio State lost to unranked Purdue, 67-65 at home.
Ivy, the step back for the freshman. Ivy, cold-blooded freshman, hits the three.
The lone game in the Big 12 last night saw Oklahoma beat Kansas State, 76-50, no surprise. On the women's side, number 24 Iowa State snuck by Oklahoma 64-63, and number 9 Lady Bears look to get back on track with a game in Stillwater tonight at 6:30 on ESPN+. In football, West Orange Stark defensive end Carmelo Jones becomes Baylor's second commitment in the 2022 class. The 6'3", 210-pound Jones notched 75 tackles and 9 sacks last season. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
With so many companies and policies out there, it gets so confusing shopping for insurance, and I never know if I'm getting the policy that's right for me. Luckily, I met the team at the Niche Group Insurance Agency. With the Niche Group, you can go to one company and get access to coverage options from many insurance carriers, and you get to speak to a real person about your specific coverage needs. With the Niche Group, I know I'm getting the right coverage at the right price. If you need insurance, talk to the experts at the Niche Group at 1-800-258-8302.
It takes time to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than sports. It goes for your financial goals as well. You work hard for your money, and you deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. And Tom Albers, your Edward Jones financial advisor, can help. If your financial investments aren't putting forth the effort you desire, stop by today for a financial review. Tom Albers, 4301 Lakeshore Drive, 254-776-7605. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Stepping into the boots of a U.S. Army officer can add confidence and leadership skills to your son or daughter's career path. See all the things they can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
Born in Waco, Brotherwell Brewing exists to serve the Central Texas community with locally crafted beer of the highest quality. They want to bring Central Texas closer to the brewing experience so everyone can enjoy well-made beer as much as they do. For 2.5 years, they've been bringing high-quality beer to Central Texas at their location on Bridge Street in East Waco. And this football season, you need to stop by on game day for curbside pickup or stop by their tent next to SicEm365 at Brazos Parking for your pregame refreshment. Brotherwell Brewing believes in community and bringing people together to enjoy products made in their community. So for your game day, whether it's a tailgate or at home, stop by Brotherwell Brewing for high-quality craft beer made right here in Central Texas, 400 East Bridge Street, and check them out online at brotherwell.com.
Boozers is the wedding ring store and more. If you're ready to get engaged or already married and want to upgrade your wife's ring for a special anniversary, Boozers is the place to go. With the largest selection of premier quality diamond engagement rings and wedding rings in Central Texas. They have 7 cases with over 300 styles of rings from top designers like Natalie Kay. Choose from yellow, white, or rose gold, plus beautiful top quality loose diamonds. With an in-house jewelry, they can also custom make anything you want. Bring in a picture or drawing and let Boozers create your one-of-a-kind pendant or ring. They can even use some of your old gold and diamond jewelry to create something new. At Boozers, you'll find a great selection of quality timepieces, and Boozers is the place for expert watch maintenance and repairs, too. They specialize in expert Rolex watch repair for fine jewelry, watches, custom work, and more. Go to Boozers on Valley Mills and Lake Air Drive in Waco.
Boozers, the wedding ring store and more.
Car has the trucks, man, they have the one for you. Crew cab, short or long bed, silver, black or blue. Texas size selection, great prices too. Richard Carr, he has the truck for you. Carr has the trucks, man, he has the truck you need. If you want the best truck, you want a GMC. Texas size selection, great prices too. Richard Carr, they have the truck for you.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
All right, welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. It is Wednesday. Let's do it, folks. Up Tempo today. I'm Drake Toll alongside Armstrong Sims, now joined by Aaliyah Miller. Aaliyah, welcome on to Up Tempo.
Thank you.
Look, Armstrong, it's not my show. It's not your show. It's the fans' show. But more importantly, this is a Baylor track show. Like, this is just constant Baylor track content, and I can't get enough of it. Aaliyah, congratulations, the new school record holder in the 1,000 meter. Walk us through that milestone for you.
Oh, yeah, it was really fun. We've been, looking forward to this meet and, getting that record since it's the one time I think I could get it. And so it was really nice to have everything come together on that day.
When you were looking at your practice times and preparing for this meet, did you know going in that you had a real shot at breaking the school record that stood for 14 years?
Yeah, I had a good thought I had to. And coach was always, hyping me up, saying that I can get it. So I just had to really trust in my training and trust in him and really just, go out there and get it.
Coming into that, too, with it being your first meet in a while, were you nervous as you stood there on the blocks ready to run, knowing that you were on the verge of possibly breaking that record?
Oh, yeah, but in that situation, it was, me versus me, so I had to make sure that I was, tuned in, locked in, and every single lap, making sure that I'm staying on pace and staying engaged to, what I was trying to do.
And now when you break the school record, you hold that name in the history books. When somebody goes and looks at the 1,000-meter, your name sits there. But are there aspirations to break it even further? I mean, was that your best run that you've had so far, even in practice?
I think I could probably go a little faster. That was my first race, so, it was a good little rust buster. So I feel like in the future, if I have another chance, I'm definitely going to try and, run a little faster and see if I can hold on.
So, and for people at home, too, that may not be as familiar with the NCAA track, kind of the way that it works from a conference to a national standpoint, with the 1,000 meter, is that something you can compete in on the national level for a national championship event?
Unfortunately not. It's a conference race for us in the Big 12, but going into the NCAA competition, I would only be in the 800, most likely.
So where does that put you from an 800 standpoint? I mean, how confident are you in your times, and where do they really stand against competition across the country?
Well, I haven't raced one yet. I'm thinking I'm going to race one in a couple of weeks. So I'm just making sure that I'm just, fine-tuning a couple of things and making sure that I'm staying consistent with my training and then be ready for when it's time to pop a big one.
So, Aaliyah, take me through your game day routine, too. When you step off the bus, wherever you are, or even, at a home track meet, what do you go through, wake up to when you run?
Yeah, usually on race day, I try to sleep in as, late as possible just to make the day a little shorter because it's a very big day for me, no matter if it's a big meet or a small meet. And I'm actually pretty quiet on race days, so making sure that I'm really focused and staying in tune to my race plan and making sure I'm getting everything, set in order.
Not only that, but with the preparation you go through. We had a question last week on our Bear games that was what music you're listening to on Friday. What is your go-to game day jam?
I guess it depends on the day. Sometimes I will listen to some Drake, just to calm me down, or sometimes I'll just listen to some hyper music just to make sure that I'm ready to go.
We had a question, too, last week with the music they play in the actual arena during the indoor. How does that work? Do you guys, get any say in the playlist, or is it just whoever's playing whatever?
Yeah, it's whoever's playing whatever. I feel like even with the 1K, I think I kind of heard the music because it was a little longer than an 800. But, with the faster races, like a 4x4, you're definitely not listening to the music that's going on. You have to stay locked in for sure.
With the 1,000 that you ran, again, school record, Aaliyah Miller, 2 minutes, 44.66 seconds. With that record, you're running the 1,000. What was your strategy going into that? For the others that are out there, or recruits that are out there that also run the 800, the 1,000, do you attack it fast from jump? Do you pace yourself? What goes into that?
Yeah, I feel like, in a race, you're always going to, attack it fast from the jump. So I knew, going through the first 200 was going to be a little quick, but I wanted to make sure that after that I stayed within a consistent tempo. Also, with running 5 laps, mentally it sounds like a lot. So every single lap, making sure that, you don't look at it from a whole of 5 laps, but just staying consistent for every single lap and whatever split you have to be consistent with that and to not freak out if you're a second or two behind, just to keep an open mind and positive mindset and just to keep going.
Not only that, the Corky Classic, you broke the record that stands at the meet. So now your name not only sits in the Baylor record book, but the meet record book. Did you know that going in that you could break that as well?
I didn't even see what it was, but yeah, it was really nice to, get that too. It was a little unexpected because my eyes were really only for the school record. It was actually really funny because online it said that the race was going to go off at 3. And so I started my warm up at 2 and I went to go check in and they're like, oh no, you're racing in 15 minutes. So I was completely stressed and just freaking out, but obviously nobody saw that, which was good. So I just had to make sure I had to, make sure I was calm enough to regroup myself and get forward.
So with the pressure of the race, You find out, all right, you're running right now. You get into it, go. Did you know, at what point did you know, okay, I'm running pretty fast right now. I'm going to do this?
Yeah, I think it was with a lap to go. I realized that I still hit my splits because I thought in the middle of it I was a little off. So once I had a lap to go, I was like, I came this far. I'm feeling this pain already. I was like, I'm not going to come short of it. So just try to dig deep and give it all I had.
And we don't have a video, I wish we did, of you hitting the finish line. When you hit, number one, did you know? How quickly did you know that you'd broken it? Two, what was your reaction?
I knew, I think initially it was kind of hard to tell because once I crossed the finish line and kind of like rounded up and I was like, oh no, like did I just miss it? But then once I got it, it was like, a sigh of relief, and it felt really good to, put a race plan together and, have a plan, execute it, and then, feel the reward after. So yeah, it was really cool.
And what was your celebration? Because I know we saw Casey Lightfoot hitting that jump, and he stands up and just the fist pump. Were you more like calm and collected, or did you just kind of go off?
Yeah, definitely more calm and collected. After a race, I was just trying to catch my breath, especially. So just, walked off, had a mask right back up. So just making sure doing everything so we can compete later on in the season.
And then what, from a Coach Harbour standpoint, what did Coach Harbour say to you after that race? What was the first thing that the first words he had?
Oh, he was just really proud. He was really excited. All jumping. It was really nice to have him on the opposite side. I told him to tell me if I was a little too fast or too slow, but every single time he was like, keep cranking it. So I was like, yeah, I had a feeling he was always going to tell me to go faster, but it was really nice, especially just to have that, athlete coach relationship right off the bat. Last year was a little hard redshirting because he wasn't really allowed to talk to me when I raced. So this time it was really nice to let go of all the restrictions of being a redshirt and really immerse myself into the team and feel that love. So it was nice.
Yeah. So I see this here. It says 2020 indoor, did not compete in any meets. What went into that?
I wanted to redshirt my indoor season just to preserve for outdoor. I got hurt my freshman year. So I ended up redshirting outdoor. So in order to have a full year for this year, I thought I could just, save that eligibility and then use that and then not race a lot going into an Olympic year, because I had eyes on a trial time and then running in the trials. So that was the plan, which I'm now glad that I didn't pull my red shirt, because then I wouldn't have been able to race right now. So it was a blessing in disguise for sure.
So for me, I remember vividly, I was in the 6th grade when the middle school cross-country coach came in. I was like, all right, guys, it's cross-country season, and it was our first opportunity to run. And I was like, I've never really done anything like this. I'm going to do it. And so I got ready. The alarm was set. We had to get up at 5 and be at the school at 5:30. And I overslept and never ran cross-country once.
Wow.
For you, on the other hand, you obviously did not oversleep. You do run cross country. You made it and still do the early mornings. What is it like to be basically a two-sport athlete?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I only raced one time last semester, so I wouldn't, fully claim that I'm a cross athlete, but it's definitely a very different grind. I mean, props to them. They always get up early mornings, putting in the miles before the sun comes up, and then even, doubling some days, having hard track workouts. And that's just a gritty sport right there. So I know my cross teammates, they just work so hard. So.
And is that something that you'll continue to do, working with the cross country team and competing in meets?
Sometimes, yeah, in the fall, not completely, but it's good to get a good base and strength training in. Just, with the 800, you kind of have to have a little bit of both of, the long distance and the mileage, and then also be able to run a little quick too in the 400.
Yeah. So I see here you were born in Manhattan, New York. What brought you to, and then high school at McKinney, what brought you to Texas and now to Baylor?
Yeah, so we moved when I was 2 for my dad's job. So sadly, I don't really have any recollection of New York. So I guess I was basically Texas raised. But yeah, I love McKinney. I love, my home, and it was great being raised there, and especially only being 2 hours away from home, which is a major reason why I chose to come to Baylor. So very nice.
On the other end of that, Alyssa, it says here, your sister will be running track at Baylor as well. What are you looking forward to most about that?
Yeah, so she's currently here right now. Oh. We're roommates here at Baylor.
You're roommates?
Yes.
Let's go. Wow. So that's sibling relationships, is that cool for you? On a scale of 1 to 10, is this awesome?
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, it's something that we could, remember forever, and even tell our kids one day that we were on the same track team. Because, growing up in, summer track in high school, like that's pretty typical, but to go through college is definitely very different, especially we can, both go home at the same time, see the family and see our nephews and our brothers. So it's really nice.
Not only that, is there a sibling rivalry? Any sibling rivalry on the track?
Thankfully, no.
Wow.
But she does compete in the multi. So eventually she has to do the 800. So that's the only time we're kind of similar. But you will never see me do any hurdles, any jumping, none of that. So, that's good because I feel like a different sister rivalry would come out if we did the same event.
Wow. Now, how about this? Outdoor All-American in 2019 in the 4x400 meter relay. 2019 Big 12 indoor champion in the 4x4. You can see the accolades go on and on for you as an individual and then with your relay squad. How close is this team as a whole to bringing home the ultimate hardware in a national championship?
I feel like this team that we have is just very well-rounded. We have talent now in a lot of the areas that we used to not have talent in, especially our freshman class. They're stepping up really big already just from that first meet. So I'm really excited to see what we can do in the future. It's definitely going to be a whole team effort, and it's not going to be, relying on one event group now. I feel like we can all pull our weight and really, show the Big 12 Conference that we're a title contending team. And
then with your 4x400 team, how solid is that group this year in your eyes? And is it as good as the Outdoor All-American team in 2019?
Yeah, I feel like it definitely is. We have depth for the first time in a long time, which is good. We don't have to race our top 4 girls all the time. We can definitely, exchange and put in a few different girls. So it's going to be really exciting to see who the Final 4 is going to be.
Wow. Bring it on. Aaliyah Miller joining us today. Just broke the school record in the 1,000-meter indoor. All right, Aaliyah, we do bear games on this show every day where we ask people, really, they're pretty random questions. There's not much method to the madness. So this isn't applicable to anybody on the show, but we're still asking it. If, in the case, you've got children and you've got to go away on an emergency work trip and one Baylor coach has to babysit your kids, who's babysitting your kids?
That's a funny one. I guess Coach Harbor. It would be really funny.
Wow. Todd Harbor babysitting children, especially like toddlers, I can't imagine.
Oh, yeah, I know. They'll just run wild with him. It would be kind of funny to see.
Wow. I love it. Aaliyah Miller joining us today on Uptempo, breaking the school record. Aaliyah, congratulations on a milestone that will cement you in Baylor history.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely. And look, when you break the NCAA record and then win the national title, come on back again. We love having you on Uptempo.
Will do.
Great. Again, that's Aaliyah Miller, the new Baylor women's track and field record holder in the 1,000 meters. She broke that at the Corky Classic this past weekend in Lubbock, Texas, in the track meet with the Lady Bears. I tell you what, Todd Harbor, a storied program, breaking records everywhere. Casey Lightfoot making the national record, the collegiate record pole vault jump on the indoor, and a big weekend for the track and field squad. Man, Armstrong, it's a track and field show now. I love it. Between athletes and coaches, that's the goal, is to have as many of them on as possible. And loved having Aaliyah Miller joining us today. Also, coming up after this, Gurleen Kaur. We talked about Gurleen last week and her opportunity to play at the Women's Augusta Amateur coming up in late March, early April. She got that nod, one of just 75 golfers in the country that are honored with that. She, a Baylor golfer that'll be making the trip to Georgia to compete in that tournament here in just a couple of months. She's going to join the show at 12:05. We're also talking today Bear Games Elite 8. We have narrowed down the Baylor second best bracket to 8 people. Seth Russell is matched up with Shock Linwood today. Those two squaring off. I thought that it would be a pretty clear matchup that Shock Linwood will win. We'll check the scores on those as well. And outside of that, talking women's basketball against Oklahoma State. I'm Drake Toll. That's Armstrong Sims. We'll be right back with Gurleen Kaur. This is Uptempo.
Is an incredible challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like First Free Checking, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
Bird Culchin Ford has been in Waco since 1936. Ford, the #1 selling truck in Texas, 43 years running. And Bird Culchin Ford proudly supports high school football in Central Texas. And no better way to tailgate with a Ford than from Bird Culchin Ford. And are there better vehicles to tailgate with than the Ford F-150 or the Ford Expedition? And of course, you can get them new, pre-owned Bird Culchin Ford. Our sponsor of the Ford Tough Player of the Week, locally owned dealership. Online at bkford.com at 1701 West Loop 340 in Waco. Bird Culchin Ford.
The holidays are here, and I have a simple question for you. Will you weigh as much more or less than you do right now when the holidays are over? Why not end the year in better shape than when you started and create momentum for 2021? Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness has numerous options for stocking stuffer gifts with gift cards for gym or tennis membership, fitness merchandise, tanning, massage, tennis lessons, and personal training. Perhaps a gift for a client, a family member, or a friend. You just need to walk through the front door to change your life. Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness with personal trainers Christy London and Randall Corley. 40-plus group exercise classes, including twice-a-week boot camp. Spacious, clean workout room, free weights, Cybex cardio equipment, and no intimidation. A tremendous camaraderie and family atmosphere. So get the best and healthiest Christmas gift you can for someone or yourself. It's time to react today, not tomorrow, at Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness on Lake Shore Drive in Waco.
Learning to navigate life in the COVID-19 world has been a struggle, and where and how to get tested has been one of the biggest challenges. Impact Health Labs has your answer. If you need mass testing for your office, church, dormitory, or school, Impact Health Labs is who to call. They will come to you, conduct the testing at your location, and have the test back within 24 hours. Most major insurance accepted, meaning your out-of-pocket cost is low. So no more waiting by the phone for days to find out the results. Impact Health Labs was founded by 3 Army licensed and credentialed medical professionals. They believe in accuracy, efficiency, and doing the job right. Call 254-744-6233 to set up your group screening today. Impact Health Labs, on-site, prompt, and accurate, taking COVID-19 head-on. Again, that number is 254-744-6233 or online at impacthealthlabs.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
All right, welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T studio. I'm Drake Toll alongside Armstrong Sims on Up Tempo, the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. I got to remember that. We're joined now by Gurleen Kaur, the Baylor Lady Bears golf team. Gurleen, thanks for coming on Up Tempo today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Absolutely. So we'll start here. This right here, the letter that you received says the Board of Governors of the Augusta National Golf Club invites you to participate in the 2020 Augusta National Women's Amateur. When you got that, when you found out you're competing on the same golf course, the Masters, history all around you, what was your immediate reaction?
Just so thankful. Like, I never thought, even when I was little, like I would ever play at, the Masters. And then in 2019 when they first announced the tournament, like, it was a goal of mine the second it came out, and the fact that I'm playing there in April is just, I wish it was last year, wish it was my second year I was playing, but thankfully we're playing again this year. So
how rare, Gurleen, is this honor for a collegiate golfer?
I would say really rare because there are so many girls that play golf, and even in like college, and you have to be, I would say even within like the top 70 of the world national ranking to even have a chance, because you have contenders from all over the world, and you have to be in the top, even in America, in order to participate. So it's just a huge honor.
And when you knew that this was on the table or a possible goal that you could achieve, what were the steps that you took to say, hey, I'm going to do this, this, and this to make sure that I'm a part of this tournament or receive this honor?
So when the tournament first took place in 2019, I was only, I would say, a couple of spots out from making it the very, very first time they hosted the event. And it was so upsetting. Like, I think I was only like maybe 10 like spots out of the ranking before I could make it. And then like that summer and that fall, like I definitely made it my goal to, you know, play as best as I could in every tournament. And my problem the year before was that I didn't finish strong in the fall semester, and it hurt my ranking a little bit. So my goal was definitely to finish strong and just work as hard as I could to get in. And I received an invitation like easily. I was, I think, maybe 60 in the world ranking, and didn't need to like stress out or anything about not getting in.
Wow. For you two, with this honor, you said 72 golfers are given the opportunity to play at the Augusta National Women's Amateur. Do you know anybody else? Is there anybody else in this field that got the nod as well that you're excited to compete either with or against?
Yeah, I mean, I think I know almost all of them except a couple of girls maybe from Europe or China. But otherwise, like, I know all of the girls from America because we're all, you know, collegiate players, and maybe a couple of junior players, but it's more of like a college field. And a lot of my friends from Texas, Oklahoma State, just the Big 12 conference. And then I see a lot of girls that I don't normally see, like on the West Coast or the East Coast. So it's a good like refresher to see all familiar faces.
When it comes to collegiate golf and golf in general, how deep does the bond run in that fraternity with those that you compete against across the nation? I mean, is this a web, and you're able to represent Baylor with some of the best golfers in America?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, you know, we all have a lot of respect for each other, that we can play at a certain level. And then a lot of the girls, you know, we all want to go professional after we graduate too. So I think we all understand how hard it is, like how much work we have to put in and day out, that a lot of people don't see. So it's just, and you create lifelong friends, and all the girls on the team, like I would say, are my best friends now. So
when you talk about the opportunity to go professional in golf, being in college right now at Baylor, what is your outlook when you think about at the end of your 4 years, I could go pro? Do you feel like you're ready?
I would definitely say that I do feel ready now. However, it's still like a priority for me to get a degree. I've always thought about maybe not finishing my degree, but the fact that I love Baylor so much, and I love my coaches, my teammates, like just Baylor in general, like I couldn't imagine like just leaving him halfway, and being able to like have the support of my coaches and my family to go professional is really, really great. And, you know, we'll see how it goes, but that is the plan for now. Once I graduate, to go to qualifying school and hopefully get to the LPGA.
You mentioned your family there. I read where both of your parents are from India. So how here? What landed you in Waco and at Baylor, especially when your parents were born in India?
Yeah, so when I was first looking at schools and stuff, like I wanted to go like as far away as possible. I didn't want to stay in Texas. And then after looking at so many schools, like I just realized like Baylor has like a family feel here, and I bonded with the coaches like right away. And yeah, I mean, both of my parents are from India, but once they got married, they moved here, wanted to have like a better education for me and I have one sister, just be able to. And then my dad always loved to play sports, and he wanted me to just be an athlete because he wasn't given the opportunities. And, you know, like in India, they don't have collegiate sports or even like anything in high school. It's just like all club kind of feels. So he just wanted me to be able to do what I want. So.
Wow. And on that note, is this the whole collegiate landscape of athletics for your parents? Is this completely new to them to see college athletics, and especially at a level like this?
Yeah, like I remember in like my freshman year of high school, my dad was like, "Are you sure you want to like play golf? Are you sure you want to go to college?" And I was like, "Yeah, like I'm sure." Like, and then it was also a goal of mine, like in high school, to be able to, go to a school where I can not have my parents pay, like, go on a full athletic scholarship, which was also really important to me. And Baylor was there to provide for me for that. So that was huge.
And when you think about golf and the sport as a whole, what led you to golf? How did you get your start in deciding, all right, I want to start golfing and I'm going to be really good at it?
So when I was little, like I used to play a lot of sports. I did soccer, gymnastics, basketball, swimming, and then I had a golf course, not in my backyard, but like a couple, like 2 or 3 streets down, and I could easily walk there. And my dad used to play, and I used to sit with him and stay in the golf cart. And I've crashed a couple of carts back in the day for sure. And but from there, like I just liked that, everything was on my own. Like if I made a mistake, like I had to take responsibility of it. And like, I didn't have to depend on anybody else. Like I played basketball when I was in middle school, and I had a lot of girls who were quite mean, and I didn't like how they were just like, you had to depend on them even though they didn't like you. And in golf, like everything is on even though in college, like you have your teammates, but at the end of the day, you're still playing by yourself. So it's quite independent, which I really like.
From a team standpoint, too, when you talk about, I know you mentioned it earlier with your team, competing last spring, COVID hits, bottom kind of falls out, everything's thrown for a loop. What was that like for you and your squad as a whole?
Really sad. The even sadder part was that we were leaving for Hawaii in a week. So like once we went to spring break, like we had a 2-week spring break because of COVID, and then we heard that the tournament were canceled. And after 2 weeks after that, I was supposed to go to Augusta and to have everything canceled right away. And then we didn't know that the national championship was actually canceled until I think mid-April. And I think we all had our hopes that, maybe COVID goes away, maybe we come back to school, but then everything got canceled, and it was just, I was at home for 6 months, never thought I would be. And I think that's one of the reasons why, we were so strong in the fall semesters, because like we had the opportunity, even though a lot of schools didn't. So it was crazy.
When you think about this spring too, and the opportunity to compete and be back with your team, well, let's start here. The first time when you got to come back and see your entire squad again for the first time after COVID, what was that moment like?
Just really exciting. I think we were all happy to be back. A couple of girls, we have, I think, 5 or 6 players that are international, and they didn't even know if they could make it back. But the fact that they came back, it was just really, really excited for all of us. And then we didn't even know if we were going to play, because the Big 12 didn't decide if we were going to play until the very last minute. And the fact that we got to play 4 tournaments was like amazing. Like I never thought we would have, because other conferences still didn't play. So.
And now your spring outlook, when you see the athletes around you and prepare for your season individually, what do you expect this spring from a competition standpoint?
I think we're going to be, really close to the top. We finished, first in the fall semester, and definitely hoped if it will stay that way, but we're playing with a lot more teams now. But I know that like we have 3 great freshmen and a really strong senior field, and I think we can contend all the way to the national championship this spring for sure.
So this is a question that we ask most of the Baylor athletes, because it's applicable in almost every sport, especially in spring athletics. And that is, when you do look at the scope of this program, how close is this team to winning a national championship?
I I would definitely say extremely close. I would say we're ready right now. You know, we are so strong. Like our 1 through 7, like could easily just be like 1 or 7. Like we're just so strong all over. And I would say ready right now if we could play the national championship. But I'm glad that it's in May and we have time to develop our game still and still have practice, because it is winter and, you know, golf is quite different in the cold compared to in the summer. And we're playing the national championship in Arizona. So we're also going to Arizona this semester and we'll have time to prepare for that kind of golf. So
for you, a 2-time All-American and 2020 WGCA All-American Scholar, you've got the accolades, the personal awards. I mean, you've had an illustrious career already at Baylor. What's the next big personal goal for you? How do you want to finish it out in your last couple seasons at Baylor?
Well, thank you. Definitely national championship. You know, there's nothing better than winning a national championship with your team. If anything, my mind is always on the Annika Award also, you know, which is awarded to the top collegiate women player. Player of the year is always one of a big goal of mine. And this semester, one of my other goals is to make the Curtis Cup, which is like a tournament that is between the U.S. and Great Britain, which happens in August, which is definitely another one of the goals of mine. So just some of the small things.
Yeah. Well, Gurleen Kaur, congratulations on being named, or I guess given the nod to go to the Augusta National Women's Amateur, one of just 72 golfers. Best of luck, and thank you for representing Baylor on a national scale.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I love it. Gurleen Kaur joining Uptempo today. Thanks again for coming on the show. It was great having you. Awesome. Well, look, I'll say this. Let's have her back again after she goes to the Augusta National Women's Amateur and wins it, or even the week before and then after she wins it. Accolades across the board for Baylor athletes, and that's what this show is about, to highlight athletes in different sports at Baylor that are making splashes. Just thinking about the fact that a Baylor program can boast national record holders and those who are breaking records and making a splash on the national scene, and not just basketball and football, but in sports across the board. And you look at Gurleen Kaur, who now, when she goes to compete at Augusta in the National Women's Amateur, has Baylor across her backpack or her shirt or whatnot, and how people see that across the country, and Baylor being revered as one of the best athletics programs in the entire nation across the board. Not just football, not just basketball, not just the ones that are on ESPN every day, but in every single sport. And we had this conversation last week about what's Baylor's outlook in spring athletics. Can Baylor win a national championship in everything? And the answer is yes. There are so few schools that can say, yes, we have a legitimate opportunity to win a national title in every spring sport. And Baylor can say that. Baylor can say that they're ready to compete on the national scale in every spring sport. It's unbelievable. And there's still a whole lot of it to come. I mean, we haven't hit all of it. We haven't hit the equestrian season yet, or the golf season yet. Baseball, softball. Speaking of, Steve Rodriguez, we're going to hear from him tomorrow. Coach Moore of the softball program, going to hear from him Friday. Big things coming in spring athletics for the Baylor program. Coming up next, we'll talk a little bit more about Baylor football and recruiting. I am Drake Toll. That's Armstrong Sims. J.D. Pickell joins us at 1 o'clock for the Blonde Boys Power Hour. Dana McClendon joins us at 1:15. And you say, Dana McClendon, that name's not familiar. I know, because he goes by Crazy Hot Matrix Guy. It's the same guy. He's on at 1:15. You're going to want to tune in for that. We're going to play that video here in a little bit. I'm so excited for that. Of all of the interviews that we've had on Uptempo, I've been excited about a lot of them. Crazy Hot Matrix Guy is coming on today.
Where did the idea to have him on come from?
I'm going to be honest with you here. All credit due to one of my roommates, Caleb Hemphill, who played high school football at Pleasant Grove and won a state championship in Texas. Moot point, completely moot point. But
he just recommended it.
I had never seen it before, and someone had made a reference to Crazy Hot Matrix, and I had heard it was so weird how things lined up. I heard 3 references to it in a week.
Yeah.
And then finally I was like, what do you guys keep saying Crazy Hot Matrix for? And he was like, you got to see it. So he sits me down and I watched it and it was spectacular. Satire, like it's parody.
Yeah.
Like you're like, okay, it's a little bit like, but also like you get it because it's parody. It's like SNL. And I thought, wow, I want to see this again and again. So we watched it 2 or 3 times and I just thought it was pristine.
It was pristine.
And then the thought pops in my head, I wonder where that guy is now. Because that video is like, what, 5 or 7 years old or something like that? And so I thought, okay, where are you now, Crazy Hot Matrix guy? And I found him. And when I found him, I was like, hey, we've got a radio show. Do you want to come be on our radio show, Crazy Hot Matrix guy? And guess what? Crazy Hot Matrix guy said yes. So now he's coming on. It's the first time I've seen the video. If you would have asked me a week ago what happens in the Crazy Hot Matrix video, I wouldn't have even known what it was. And now he's coming on the show.
Now he's coming on.
1:15 today, J.D. Pickell at 1 o'clock for the Blonde Boys Power Hour. That was Gurleen Kaur joining us talking about the Augusta National Women's Amateur. I'm Drake Toll. That's Armstrong Sims. We're going to hit a little bit of Armstrong's Minute, a quick break, and be back on Up Tempo.
Super Tuesday lived up to its hype last night with blockbusters across the country. Starting in the top 10, number 3 Villanova narrowly escaped unranked Seton Hall at home, 76-74. Number 6 Tennessee fell on the road at unranked Florida in blowout fashion, 75-49, and number 7 Michigan got back on track against Maryland, 87-63. Elsewhere, number 18 Alabama won their 8th straight game by blowing out LSU in Baton Rouge, 105-75, and 15th ranked Ohio State lost to unranked Purdue, 67-65 at home.
Ivy, the step back for the freshman. Ivy, cold-blooded freshman, hits the 3.
The lone game in the Big 12 last night saw Oklahoma beat Kansas State, 76-50, no surprise. On the women's side, number 24 Iowa State snuck by Oklahoma 64-63, and number 9 Lady Bears look to get back on track with a game in Stillwater tonight at 6:30 on ESPN+. In football, West Orange Stark defensive end Carmelo Jones becomes Baylor's second commitment in the 2022 class. The 6'3", 210-pound Jones notched 75 tackles and 9 sacks last season. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
With so many companies and policies out there, it gets so confusing shopping for insurance, and I never know if I'm getting the policy that's right for me. Luckily, I met the team at the Niche Group Insurance Agency. With the Niche Group, you can go to one company and get access to coverage options from many insurance carriers, and you get to speak to a real person about your specific coverage needs. With the Niche Group, I know I'm getting the right coverage at the right price. If you need insurance, talk to the experts at the Niche Group at 1-800-258-8302.
It takes time to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than sports. It goes for your financial goals as well. You work hard for your money, and you deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. And Tom Albers, your Edward Jones financial advisor, can help. If your financial investments aren't putting forth the effort you desire, stop by today for a financial review. Tom Albers, 4301 Lakeshore Drive, 254-776-7605. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Stepping into the boots of a U.S. Army officer can add confidence and leadership skills to your son or daughter's career path. See all the things they can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
Born in Waco, Brotherwell Brewing exists to serve the Central Texas community with locally crafted beer of the highest quality. They want to bring Central Texas closer to the brewing experience so everyone can enjoy well-made beer as much as they do. For 2.5 years, they've been bringing high-quality beer to Central Texas at their location on Bridge Street in East Waco. And this football season, you need to stop by on game day for curbside pickup or stop by their tent next to SicEm365 at Brazos Parking for your pregame refreshment. Brotherwell Brewing believes in community and bringing people together to enjoy products made in their community. So for your game day, whether it's a tailgate or at home, stop by Brotherwell Brewing for high-quality craft beer made right here in Central Texas, 400 East Bridge Street, and check them out online at brotherwell.com.
Boozers is the wedding ring store and more. If you're ready to get engaged or already married and want to upgrade your wife's ring for a special anniversary, Boozers is the place to go. With the largest selection of premier quality diamond engagement rings and wedding rings in Central Texas. They have 7 cases with over 300 styles of rings from top designers like Natalie Kay. Choose from yellow, white, or rose gold, plus beautiful top quality loose diamonds. With an in-house jeweler, they can also custom make anything you want. Bring in a picture or drawing and let Boozers create your one-of-a-kind pendant or ring. They can even use some of your old gold and diamond jewelry to create something new. At Boozers, you'll find a great selection of quality timepieces, and Boozers is the place for expert watch maintenance and repairs too. They specialize in expert Rolex watch repair for fine jewelry, watches, custom work, and more. Go to Boozers on Valley Mills and Lake Air Drive in Waco.
Boozers, the wedding ring store and more.
Car has the trucks, man. They have the one for you. Crew cab, short or long bed, silver, black or blue. Texas size selection, great prices too. Richard Carr, he has the truck for you. Carr has the trucks, man. He has the truck you need. If you want the best truck, you want a GMC. Texas size selection, great prices too. Richard Carr, they have the truck for you.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. I am Drake Toll. That's Armstrong Sims. Isaac. Whoa. Armstrong with the what in the happened to, wow. That's a lot of bright background right there. Thanks, Armstrong, on a rainy Wednesday. Isaac's in studio with us. Zach is also in studio. Zach is one of our new interns. I feel bad calling Zach an intern because Zach just got done playing football at UCLA. He was a center at UCLA, and not only that, played for Coach Kelly, and apparently Jim Mora had a hand in Zach's collegiate career. Zach, say hi to the folks at home.
How you guys doing?
Wow. Zach right there. Zach played college football at UCLA, and he just moved out to Texas, and now he's on the show with us today. Zach, thanks for joining us. I don't want to call him intern Zach. We need a cool name for him, Armstrong. We need a cool name for him. Zach, what'd you say?
How about Zach?
Oh, sure, we can call him Zach if you want to call him Zach. Today in not sports, get this, Armstrong. I started classes yesterday, right? On Tuesday. And now today, I had a class at 9 a.m., a 9:05 to 9:55. Jaden Owens is in my ideas and intro to whatever mathematics class. And so is Kaylin Barnes.
Did you say hi?
I did not say hello.
Or are you just creepily shouting them out on the air?
She was not in there today because they are in Stillwater, about to take on Oklahoma State tonight. They're on the road, so she was not in class. But a slew of athletes, at least 6 or 7 football players, a couple of Lady Bears, all in my ideas of mathematics class. I was the only sophomore. It's going to be a very fun class, to say the least. Intro to mathematics. Back in the sports realm, though, Baylor Lady Bears tonight. Just heard from Kim Mulkey in her press conference to open the show today against Oklahoma State. The OSU women they're 5-2 right now, unranked, but they're receiving votes, 5-2 overall on their season in Big 12 play. They're 9-4 as a squad, taking on the Lady Bears. Taking on the Lady Bears tonight, who are 9-2 overall, 8-2 overall, coming off a loss against Iowa State on Saturday, 3-1 in the Big 12, and working to reschedule games against Kansas and Kansas State that were postponed due to COVID-19, the toll that took on the program. Last night in college basketball, Armstrong, did you watch any basketball last night? Super Tuesday? Armstrong is shaking his head no.
I did not.
Armstrong did not watch any basketball last night. Super Tuesday, though, across the country. Big games with Villanova and Seton Hall. So we did the SicEm Pick'em yesterday, kind of breaking down the SicEm Pick'em. And I had, in that matchup, Villanova losing at home to Seton Hall. Unranked Seton Hall, number 3 Villanova. I don't know, I had a hunch. Seton Hall loses 74-76. So I had it on the spread. Florida, this was the biggest, what I thought was probably the biggest upset last night. I'm not as surprised about the Purdue game, but Florida came into the game 3-3 in the SEC, 6-4 overall, facing Tennessee, who was 4-1 in the SEC, 10-1 overall. Number 6 Tennessee at unranked Florida. Final score, Gators 75, Volunteers 49. Tennessee was supposed to have a defense comparable to Baylor's. It was supposed to be Baylor and Tennessee are possibly the two best defensive teams in the country. I've heard a lot of national analysts say like, oh yeah, no. Baylor and Tennessee they're pretty similar from a defensive standpoint. That's just no. 75 points they gave up to Florida on the road. They only put up 49 of their own last night. Number 7, Michigan back on track, 87-63 on top of Maryland. Purdue 67. Number 15, Ohio State. Game in Columbus. Ohio State loses by 2 to unranked Purdue. Purdue comes in 5-3 in the Big Ten. Ohio State comes in 5-3 in the Big Ten. Ranked Purdue. Put some respect on the Boilermakers. And then how about probably my bear of the night last night? I don't know if you saw this. Alabama sunk an SEC record 23 three-pointers last night against LSU. They won their 8th straight game this season. So they started the year 4-3 overall. They're now number 18 in the country, 7-0 in the SEC, 12-3 overall, and they won last night at 10-2 LSU. Final score, Alabama 105, LSU 75. Don't forget, give us a call, 254-339-1122. We're breaking down the Bear games today. Shock Linwood is squaring off with Seth Russell in the Baylor's second best bracket today. I haven't checked the score on that one. Have you, Armstrong? I'm not used to you not being mic'd up, Armstrong.
Sorry,
this is not.
I feel like I'm doing a couple things over here.
This is not. Oh, that's you. Armstrong stays busy back there. Armstrong stays busy back there.
But I haven't checked the scores.
I haven't either. But we have interns today. We have interns that are making it. Zach and Isaac that are in with us. The scoreboard today. We've got Shock Linwood, who is the number 1 overall seed in the bracket. You're kidding. This is the first time I looked at it today. Have you looked yet?
Isaac just told me. He's winning by 17%. Is that right?
Seth Russell is killing Shock Linwood.
Yeah.
The number 7. Guys.
People need to get it together.
This can't be real. Call the show or text me. Text the show. 254-339-1122. If you have any, If you have any
Shock Linwood's about to go down.
Text or call if you have an explanation for why Seth Russell was winning against Shock Linwood.
Number 1 overall seed.
If there's any remote explanation for that. Number 2, call and vote for Shock Linwood because every text and call counts for 10 votes. Have you seen Shock Linwood? All Big 12 consensus second team. All Big 12 consensus first team. He was a freshman All-American. 2-time All Big 12. School records for all-time rushing yards, 4,200. Touchdowns, 36. And yards per attempt. Seth Russell, all Big 12 honorable mention. That's it. The only other accolades listed, 2017 NFL Scouting Combine participant. I don't know why that's on there. I love Seth Russell, but that's the same as the Colts having the AFC Championship contender flag in their banner in their Lucas Oil Stadium. We almost did it.
If Seth Russell wins this, I think we just burn it all to the ground. Pick our own champion.
It's being burned to the ground right now. Did you know Seth Russell was not in the original bracket? Do you know why he wasn't? Because his single accolade is all Big 12 honorable mention. Coaches, honorable mention. And now he's beating the all-time rushing leader, Shock Linwood. Do the people know what they're doing right now? The harm they're creating? This is like when you go back in time and change something. The void just implodes. Seth Russell. He has 2017 NFL Scouting Combine participant, 2017 Reese's Senior Bowl participant, Seth Russell. Started the season, the first 9 games of the year, his senior year. Yes. He could have won the Heisman. season-ending injury his junior season, could have won the Heisman. The guy was insanely good at football. Semifinalist for Davey O'Brien, number 2 national rank with Baylor. I get it, guys. I get it. He was good. He was really, really good. But better than Shock Linwood, Baylor all-time leading rusher in a career, Shock Linwood, losing to Seth Russell right now. Elsewhere in college basketball last night, you had Missouri, number 18 Missouri, on top of South Carolina at home, 81-70. And then Illinois took down Penn State. Penn State drops to 0-5 in Big Ten play. Final score in that one, 79-65. Illinois wins it over the Nittany Lions, who I thought were good at basketball. Tonight in the men's game, Providence is at Creighton. We'll get in the SicEm Pick'em when the Blonde Boys Power Hour takes place in about 25 minutes. Number 20, Clemson and Georgia Tech. Number 8, Houston and Tulsa. 10, Wisconsin plays Northwestern. Texas, number 5, Texas, goes on the road in conference play against Iowa State. Iowa State, one of the toughest places to play in the Big 12 is in Ames. And then number 12, Texas Tech TCU. That game is postponed. NC State, Virginia, postponed. There are six top 25 postponements across the board right now, thanks to COVID-19. I'll tell you, too, when you think about the scale of college cancellations in the women's game, talking about how Virginia and Duke, 2 Power 5 schools, have cut their seasons as a whole. Then you look on the other side to the men's side, where Vanderbilt, a team like Vanderbilt, they're going through the ringer right now with COVID-19. What are the odds? How close are we to seeing a collegiate basketball program on the men's side, or a Power 5 team on the men's side, cancel their season 2 for COVID-19? It's not impossible. It's not impossible at all. 6 postponements tonight, just in the top 25. 7 postponements. Texas, Iowa State's postponed. I didn't even see that. That's postponed. 7 in the top 25 that will not take place tonight due to COVID-19. We got a caller on the line, Impact Health Labs caller line, 254-339-1122. Call or text. Steven from Virginia, you're on with Uptempo.
I'm here to discuss some Bear games with you today.
Tell me why the people are doing what they're doing, Steven.
Can I be honest with you? I don't get it either.
It makes 0 sense.
I'm right there with you. Now, I'm here to lay out a case for both candidates. The case for Seth Russell is, I think with Seth Russell, and I told you and J.D. this, is there's always going to be the what-if factor with Seth Russell that makes people love Seth Russell. I think, and the other thing is I do not want this to be understated. You could not find a better teammate than Seth Russell. You could not. Seth Russell literally went out there with a broken neck.
Yep.
And tried to play football. You cannot find a better teammate than Seth Russell. And on paper, I remember Seth when he was here, his abilities were ridiculous. He could throw the ball with zip. He could run a 4.4. I don't think, in terms of true athletic ability, I really think Seth Russell is the only player who's really with RG3. If we're talking about true athletic ability in their prime, the only one I think who lights a candle is Seth. But Shock Linwood is the all-time leading rusher at Baylor. And he was a part of 3 of the 4 greatest teams in the history of this program.
Yep.
He was here from 2013 to 2016. And he was a big part of our team until the last 6 games of 2016. He was the leading rusher in all those seasons. When Lake got hurt at the end of 2013, Shock stepped in and carried the belt. And Shock is the all-time leading rusher on a team that people don't remember ran the ball more effectively and better than anybody in the country and got more big plays on run yards than anybody would remember. And Shock was a big part of that, and they put it on Shock. Shock got multiple 1,200-yard seasons. He was a part of some great teams. I just have to go with Shock. The only knock against Shock is what happened at the end and saying that Shock might not be the teammate that Seth was because he skipped out on the bowl game and he was upset. But I have to give a lot of those guys from 2016 a little bit of a pass because that was just an unfortunate situation and so many things happened and it was not fair to those players. But that's also why Jim Grobe might be my favorite Baylor coach in any sport of all time.
I think that probably goes along with why Shock Linwood is losing because of kind of the way that it ended. But if you think about from a career standpoint, I think you make a great point that Seth Russell needs to be in the conversation. And if Seth Russell finishes those 2 unbelievable years, then he might be number one. He might be number one easily. However, when it comes to Shock Linwood, you're right. He's a 4,200 career yard rusher. Had a couple of 1,200-yard seasons. The dude had 16 touchdowns his sophomore year to go along with 1,200 yards. He holds 3 major records in the book, and he won 2 Big 12 championships. He was a vital part of 2 Big 12 championship teams. Look at this past season, too, where Baylor didn't have a single 200-yard rusher. Like, rushing for anything over 1,000 yards is pretty darn monumental when you look at the scope of, man, it's not too common in Baylor history at a season like this where you don't even have a feature back that you're relying on and committed to, one that's healthy, to look at a guy like Shock Linwood that did it for 4 years, that played well for 4 years, and then say, yeah, I'm going to go with Seth Russell on this one. I don't see it, Steven. I don't see it.
I think you make a really great point about what happened this year with running the football, too. Because in the history of Baylor sports, and I'm not quite the Baylor historian that I could be, but Baylor, even under Grant Teff, was a team that likes to run the football. And when Coach Briles got here, people thought that we only went vertical. And Shock was not only a member of 2 Big 12 championship teams, he was a big part of both of those teams. And I can't thank Shock enough, and Shock was my favorite player when he was here. That, I'll own that. But I'll say we talked about them not being able to run the football, and we brought up that they threw the ball, 63 times against Oklahoma?
Yep,
well,
with Charlie Brewer.
63 times against Oklahoma because they couldn't run the ball. I mean, what would you rather have them do? Throw a ball out to the slot for 4 yards or run straight at the line and get stopped?
Now, and granted, guys were hurt. It wasn't the healthiest team, especially from the running back standpoint. But even still, come on. I mean, not a single guy that rushes for more than 200 yards, and you're airing the ball out all game?
And that's the thing is you look at Craig Williams. When Craig Williams was healthy and playing during the Iowa State game, that offense actually looked like it was capable of doing something. But as soon as you start, I mean, you really had to be a special type of back to run with the lack of blocking that we had. And I don't want to take a shot on anybody. And I wanted to get your opinion on is this a non-Baylor Big 12 coach that is babysitting my children?
Yeah, so it is. It's supposed to be a non-Baylor Big 12 coach that is babysitting your child. However, what I like to do for our Baylor guest is really tailor those questions to the Baylor guest individually, which I don't think we asked Gurley Core. Did I miss a Bear game? I missed a Bear game on Gurley Core, but I'll ask Steven from Virginia. Steven, it's got to be non-Baylor Big 12 coach babysitting your kid. That's the meat of the question today.
Well, I hope y'all use my questions for the crazy hot Matrix guy because I think it's going to be really, time will tell if anybody is really actually willing to make children with me. But if I had one and one had to be babysitted, that's really tough. I'd probably want to start with somebody who's either got a fun personality, like Les Miles. Does Les Miles have NCAA violations? I don't know if I can trust him with my child.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. Somewhere in there with LSU.
Yeah, so that cuts out like people like Bill Self too.
Yeah, Bill Self can't keep your kids. Sorry, Steven from Virginia.
Not when he's got his polls at Midnight Madness. I cannot allow my child to live in that type of atmosphere.
So who you got?
Tough. I'm going with who's the only person I can think of who's squeaky clean and is a good coach. Lincoln Riley would be okay. I know I picked Lincoln Riley before, but I think I'll take Lincoln Riley. I'll do a double take with Oklahoma. I'll either take Lincoln Riley or I'll take Lon Kruger.
I feel like Lon Kruger's a good grandpa. If I had to pick a Big 12 grandpa, probably going Lon Kruger.
That's a solid choice. I would think he's a good grandfather.
I love it. Stephen from Virginia, thanks for calling Up Tempo.
Take care.
All right, boys and girls, we've got a break coming up. After that, we're going to ask Zach a little bit about Zach the intern, who I have now decided. I decided originally that I wasn't going to call him Zach the intern, but I'm going to give Zach his opportunity to earn the right for the intern part to drop. So Zach will join us in a second. Zach played football at UCLA. He played center. And now he's on Up Tempo. I'm not really sure how you swung this, Armstrong, but this guy's a recruiter. Armstrong's a recruiter. I'm Drake Toll. That's Armstrong Sims. Zach and Isaac in studio with us today. This is Up Tempo.
Super Tuesday lived up to its hype last night with blockbusters across the country. Starting in the top 10, number 3 Villanova narrowly escaped unranked Seton Hall at home, 76-74. Number 6 Tennessee fell on the road at unranked Florida in blowout fashion, 75-49, and number 7 Michigan got back on track against Maryland, 87-63. Elsewhere, number 18 Alabama won their 8th straight game by blowing out LSU in Baton Rouge, 105-75, and 15th ranked Ohio State lost to unranked Purdue, 67-65 at home.
Ivy, the step back for the freshman. Ivy, cold-blooded freshman, hits the three.
The lone game in the Big 12 last night saw Oklahoma beat Kansas State, 76-50, no surprise. On the women's side, number 24 Iowa State snuck by Oklahoma 64-63, and number 9 Lady Bears look to get back on track with a game in Stillwater tonight at 6:30 on ESPN+. In football, West Orange Stark defensive end Carmelo Jones becomes Baylor's second commitment in the 2022 class. The 6'3", 210-pound Jones notched 75 tackles and 9 sacks last season. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
MP Electric has developed a quality-oriented electrical contracting service in more than 20 years in the industry. Led by President Mark Perry, our electricians go through a 5-year apprenticeship program, are licensed by the state of Texas, and getting continuous education annually upon renewal. In great part, the success of MP Electric lies with its management and professional expertise of its employees. All of our employees share a dedication to quality and commitment to serving the needs of our customers. For new construction and remodels, parking lot, lighting and surge protection, landscape lights, security lights, troubleshooting and repairs. For industrial manufacturing, food and beverage, paper and publishing, heavy industry, cement and rock crushing plants, water distribution plants, and utilities. For 20 years, MP Electric has serviced industrial, commercial, and residential products. We do service right. MP Electric Inc. at 1890 Galaxy Road, Waco. MPElectricUSA.com.
When we moved to Texas, we were like fish out of water. We didn't know anyone in our neighborhood until our Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent came to the house. She was so helpful and reassuring, a friendly face with that Texan hospitality I'd heard about. When we purchased a Texas Farm Bureau insurance policy, we knew we were making the right choice. We knew our family would be protected.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, the team physician of Baylor Athletics. Our doctors specialize in the diagnosis and treatment of any and all sports-related injuries. Celebrating over a decade of service in Central Texas, our doctors are equipped to handle a wide range of issues, whether it's your foot or ankle, orthopedic spine care, your hand or wrist, knee and shoulder pain, or if you're in need of our arthritis or total joint clinic. Come see us at the new Baylor Scott and White Ted and Sue Getterman Sports and Orthopedic Center. Trusted doctors at Baylor Trust, Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. Our goal is to get you back in the game.
In the market for a quality metal building? Since 1943, Pioneer Steel and Pipe has helped Central Texas residential and commercial customers with metal building design, panel options, building components, and trim options. Pioneer Steel and Pipe's residential line is energy efficient, offers low maintenance, reduces insurance payments, is impact resistant, and carries up to a 45-year limited warranty. In addition, they can also help you find a metal building contractor for your project. Pioneer Steel and Pipe with locations in Waco and Bryan and at pioneersboys.com.
Do you or your kids get nervous about going to the dentist? Stonewood Dental, Dr. Steve Childress, he can help.
I've spent a career taking care of patients who as children had bad experiences, and now they're adults that hate going to the dentist. If I get a kid at 3 years old and they come every 6 months and it's a happy experience, it's normal for them. Now they have an accident at 6 or 7 or 8 at school. Now they have a broken tooth or a trauma, and they have to come here. They're used to lights, they're used to water in their mouth, they're used to experience, they already trust us. It's amazing what we can do with that kid without it being a negative thing. But if I see a 6 or 7 or 8 year old that's never been to the dentist, and now they have a trauma or an unfortunate unexpected toothache, it's harder to do that for that kid and it not be somewhat of a negative experience. So bottom line is I try to teach kids and adults and teenagers and everybody the way I'd want my family treated, which is where it's a necessary part of life. You just take care of it. It doesn't have to be that big a deal.
Learn more, stonewood-dental.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
All right, rocking on your Wednesday, the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. Pull it up on your Roku, pull it up on your YouTube Live, on the app, SicEm365.com. The forums are open, the phone line, the text line's open, 254-339-1122. And at home, if you're watching, you're asking, hey, Drake, who's that guy that's like 6'6" and 250 pounds sitting beside you? This would be Zach. I don't know Zach's last name. Zach, what's your last name?
Sweeney.
Zach Sweeney. Zach played football at UCLA. He was a center, and I met him outside when I pulled into the studio this morning, and Armstrong tells me that Zach is working with us now, and I have never met Zach until this very moment. Armstrong, let's start with you. How did you find Zach Sweeney, who played football at UCLA?
I got a text from one of our owners, Brian Etheridge, and yeah.
That's it.
That's literally it.
Zach Sweeney from UCLA? What? Welcome.
You're welcome.
God, how did you get here?
Well, I just graduated from UCLA, so that finished up my undergrad, and I just decided to kind of explore the world. My buddy just grad transferred here, Grant Miller.
Yeah, Vanderbilt. Yeah.
Yeah. So I decided I'd kind of explore the world. So we're roommates, and I'm taking a shot at the world right now. Open to everything.
Wow. You were, okay, so I'm reading here, you're a 3-star prospect from Cooper City, Florida. So, hold on. Before we even get there, you went from UCLA just to here? Just to Waco?
Yeah. I graduated in December, and then I just kind of moved back to Florida for actually whenever COVID hit. So then I flew back. I've been living at home for a while. And then Grant's a good friend of mine, so I was like, let's go do it out in Texas, see how we live.
Wow. And now on the show with Up Tempo. So what's your outlook? What are your next 6 months going to look like?
Hopefully I can work as a strength intern with the Baylor football program, but they're all still getting settled in right now, so I'm not kind of pushing anything. I just want to kind of get my foot in the world, foot in the door in the strength world, and kind of make progress in that sort of way, and hopefully become a head strength coach one day.
Wow. So what? And your UCLA career, I know you had mentioned a shoulder injury that sidelined you for a while. Walk me through that part.
I had fought shoulder injuries like all throughout high school. I had shoulder surgeries, one in high school, and then like one in 8th grade. So like I've dealt with them for a while, and then I retore both of them in college. And it was either get surgery on both of them, so I'd be out for like 8 months, or just kind of call it quits, because if you get the surgery again, then you have the possible chance of re-tearing them, and then it's real bad.
Wow. So Zach the intern, who we're not going to call Zach the intern because Zach played college football at UCLA. You were a 3-star going into college.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever come across any of the Ball brothers or even Jaden Owens, who is now with the Baylor Lady Bear basketball program?
I don't know who Jaden Owens is, but I was acquaintances with the middle Ball brother. I don't even know their name.
Wow. LiAngelo? Is it LiAngelo? Or
you could tell me anyone.
I couldn't tell you. So if you could be Zach the intern, who's not the intern, if you could be a fruit, what would the fruit be and why?
I'd probably go with apple. I feel like everyone knows what an apple looks like. You know what you're going to get, and there's actually a pretty big variety of apples.
If you could be a vegetable.
Oh, wow. I'm probably going to have to say broccoli.
If you had to wrestle one collegiate football coach, who would it be?
Oh, I'd choose like Mac Brown because he's kind of old, so
that's a good
take
choice,
advantage.
actually.
If you could choose one basketball coach to be your dad, who would it be?
What are these questions?
College or NBA?
College.
I don't know college basketball that well.
Oh, Scott Drew, good answer. If you could choose,
I would have said Scott Drew.
If you could choose one actress to be your mom, who would it be?
Oh, I don't want a hot mom. I'm probably gonna go with like.
The best part is he's about to name an actress that he thinks is not hot.
yeah.
That's what's
and
happening.
if she's listening, she's probably going to be very offended.
She's definitely listening.
Like, oh my gosh, I can't even think of her. I can't even think of her name.
Yeah, describe.
What was she in? What movies?
She plays in comedies.
Okay.
She used to be bigger. She's lost a bunch
Melissa
of weight.
McCarthy.
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy is exactly who he was thinking of. That's got to be who it is. From Tammy. Because I thought he was going to say Melissa McCarthy. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. Okay. Zach the intern coming in today from UCLA. But not the intern.
Yeah.
Is taking Melissa McCarthy as his celebrity mom. Zach.
We need to ask some more football specific questions at some point.
Yeah, I really hope we have Zach the intern on at all times every day. I'm excited to have you in studio today, and I legitimately hope that you come back multiple times. Like, I'm not sure how you got to Waco. It just seems like a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah, I was just kind of, I took a risk going out to LA anyways. It was kind of, they offered me like 2 weeks. They called me in the middle of class, and I just kind of answered the phone, walked out of class, just told the teacher, I just threw up a peace sign at him, and I just kind of walked out of class. Took the phone call. The O-line coach offered me. 2 weeks later, he got fired.
Oh.
So that was kind of wild, and I was like, I'm not going to risk losing the offer, so I just committed on my official visit.
Wow. This guy, Zach Sweeney, the intern, played football at UCLA. I'm Drake Toll. That's Zach the intern who's not the intern. Armstrong, Sims, Isaac. Up next, Blonde Boys Power Hour on Up Tempo. We'll be right back with the crazy hot Matrix guy.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like First Free Checking, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
Bird Culchin Ford has been in Waco since 1936. Ford, the #1 selling truck in Texas, 43 years running. And Bird Culchin Ford proudly supports high school football in Central Texas. And no better way to tailgate with a Ford than from Bird Culchin Ford. And are there better vehicles to tailgate with than the Ford F-150 or the Ford Expedition? And of course, you can get them new, pre-owned Bird Culchin Ford. Our sponsor of the Ford Tough Player of the Week, locally owned dealership. Online at bkford.com at 1701 West Loop 340 in Waco. Bird Culchin Ford.
The holidays are here, and I have a simple question for you. Will you weigh as much more or less than you do right now when the holidays are over? Why not end the year in better shape than when you started and create momentum for 2021? Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness has numerous options for stocking stuffer gifts with gift cards for gym or tennis membership, fitness merchandise, tanning, massage, tennis lessons, and personal training. Perhaps a gift for a client, a family member, or a friend. You just need to walk through the front door to change your life. Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness with personal trainers Christy London and Randall Corley. 40-plus group exercise classes, including twice-a-week boot camp. Spacious, clean workout room, free weights, Cybex cardio equipment, and no intimidation. A tremendous camaraderie and family atmosphere. So get the best and healthiest Christmas gift you can for someone or yourself. It's time to react today, not tomorrow, at Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness on Lake Shore Drive in Waco.
Learning to navigate life in the COVID-19 world has been a struggle, and where and how to get tested has been one of the biggest challenges. Impact Health Labs has your answer. If you need mass testing for your office, church, dormitory, or school, Impact Health Labs is who to call. They will come to you, conduct the testing at your location, and have the test back within 24 hours. Most major insurance accepted, meaning your out-of-pocket cost is low. So no more waiting by the phone for days to find out the results. Impact Health Labs was founded by 3 Army licensed and credentialed medical professionals. They believe in accuracy, efficiency, and doing the job right. Call 254-744-6233 to set up your group screening today. Impact Health Labs, on-site, prompt, and accurate, taking COVID-19 head-on. Again, that number is 254-744-6233 or online at impacthealthlabs.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Rolling back into the Blonde Boys Power Hour. We're back in it today, baby. And we're coming at you. Drake Toll, hat guy. J.D. Pickell, hair guy. Armstrong Sims is running the production. The Blonde Boys Power Hour. Dana McClendon, more popularly known in my book as Crazy Hot Matrix Guy, joins the show at 1:15 with a little bit of magic, some wisdom he's going to bring us. Did you know that in real life, Crazy Hot Matrix Guy is not an actual Crazy Hot Matrix seminar leader? That's not his day job.
Yeah, I heard that. We're going to ask him some questions, but what does he do for a living? Do you know?
He is an attorney.
Okay, so he's educated.
Dana McClendon,
educated,
Crazy Hot Matrix Guy that has just whatever you want to call that video that men out in the world live by, is an attorney representing people. You imagine that. You get arrested.
Right.
Hey.
Many times.
Who do you want to represent you? I want Crazy Hot Matrix Guy.
Crazy Hot Matrix Guy, get me out of jail now.
That's the guy that, like, you tell your friends at the store, like, yeah, no, I was falsely accused, but thankfully, Crazy Hot Matrix Guy, he did his research and he knew.
I'm wondering if he has his own like guys have billboards, they have like the corny commercials. Does he have his own, or does he just have the YouTube video and just puts a link to his profile?
Did you not do something illegal, but people said you did?
Call Crazy Hot Matrix Guy.
Call Crazy Hot Matrix. As long as there is good, substantial evidence, call me, Crazy Hot Matrix Guy, and I'll represent you in court. Not only that, but Crazy Hot Matrix Guy will win. I don't think there's no way he's lost a case. As a judge.
No, there's zero chance.
Like,
there's absolutely zero chance.
But you know how they have, like, they pick jurors and they ask, like, the jury members, like, what do you know about this? And if they say they know anything about NFL football, like, you can't be on the jury for NFL.
So many hung jurors, probably.
So, like, you get in there. I don't think it works like that for lawyers, though. It can't.
Yeah, I don't know. Do we know the rule on that? I definitely don't know the rule on that. I don't have any
did
insight.
start a journalism law and ethics class yesterday.
Oh, okay.
But
they didn't cover that yet.
No,
Okay.
I think that's on week 2. I checked the syllabus.
Okay.
I think it's Crazy Hot Matrix Guy, famous attorney, week 2.
That checks out.
My question is like, as a juror, if you're sitting there and you're like, that voice sounds really familiar. He brought out a whiteboard.
You just snap back to it all of a sudden. You think
that guy, the attorney's got a whiteboard, and it said, no.
Do you remember the first time you saw that video?
Yeah, like 6 days ago.
Okay. So
that's the point. Is like I am now enamored with the video because I had no idea what it was.
Yeah,
literally a week ago.
So I was maybe a junior in high school. I have a coach sit me down. We would talk about different things with I mean, high school relationships. I mean, when you're 17 years old, you're looking for any advice, anyone who will talk to you that's an authority figure. And so, as you know, naturally, one of my high school coaches also was a counselor. Didn't go to him for counseling, but anyway, we're sitting in a restaurant, and he goes, "Here, look at this. This will answer a lot of your questions, a lot of your problems. This is the key to what you need to know." Puts on the Crazy Hot Matrix video, and I was just like enamored for the duration of the video. It is riveting stuff, and I'm very interested to see behind the curtain when we talk to him.
I remember literally the first time I saw it was a Bible study, and we all watched together, and we didn't open the Bible that entire meeting. We were just watching the video and then commenting on it and discussing
that
it.
Is so
oddly enough, it is so odd to me that like your life's never the same after that.
No, I mean we considered having our own, like making our own board, but we decided against that.
People do that. Like that's a common thing I have learned. That like now for the rest of my dating career, it'll be like,
where do they fall?
What would Crazy Hot Matrix guys say?
I want to know, where do I fall in the Matrix? You know, like, can I self-assess? Is there a way to self-assess?
Guys,
where am I in the Matrix?
I'm trying to mentally process it. We're actually going to talk to the guy who made the video in like 10 minutes.
You said it before. It's the biggest interview we ever had.
This is the biggest interview, and this is the biggest interview in Waco radio history.
Oh, easily.
Ronald Reagan came to Waco in '84, and it doesn't matter because Crazy Hot Matrix guy, in the name of content, I texted the owners and was like, is this legal? And they all were like, I live by that video. Bring him on the show. Bring him on the show. And now we have Crazy Hot Matrix guy. But there are some people out there, I've learned 50% of people in the world have no idea what we're talking about. Yep. And if that is you, I got you covered. Let's rock and roll with the Crazy Hot Matrix video.
Okay, so this is the Universal Hot Crazy Matrix. It's everything a young man needs to know about women. I've developed this on my own over 46 years of living on the earth. So this is how it works. You have your crazy axis and your hot axis. Hot is, as usual, measured from 0 to 10. We're all familiar with that. Crazy is measured from 4 to 10 because, of course, there's no such thing as a woman who's not at least a 4 crazy. So you got 4 to 10. This is your hot crazy line right here. Very important that you keep in mind where the hot crazy line is. As a rule, this is your no-go zone. We do not hang around and date and marry women who are not, at least in our mind, a 5. So this is your no-go zone. You don't go here. We just rule this out. Life is better this way. That's the way it is. All right. Above a 5 and to about an 8 and below the crazy line, this is your fun zone. You can hang out here and meet these girls and spend time with them. That's your fun zone, but keep in mind when you're in the fun zone, you want to move out of the fun zone to a more permanent location. Okay? So that's the fun zone above a 5, hot, below an 8, hot, and below the crazy line. This means these are most of the time not crazy. Okay? Above the danger zone, above the crazy line, we have the danger zone. This is your redheads, your strippers, anyone named Tiffany. This is hairdressers. This is where your car gets keyed. You get a bunny in the pot. Your tires get slashed, and you wind up in jail. Now that we have some of the chart filled in, we got a couple more pieces to put in. But at this point, understand something. This is not a static environment. This is a situation where you have got to use this matrix over time to develop some reliable data. It's like a dope chart, okay? Because at any moment in time, any woman that you have previously located on this chart can vanish from that location and appear anywhere else on the chart. So what you have to do is over time collect some data, and once you have a cluster of data points, you can begin to consider that reliable. Now, moving on, you have this zone here. This is below the crazy line, above an 8 hot, but still about a 7 crazy. This is your date zone. You can stay in the date zone indefinitely. These are women that you introduce to your friends and your family. They're good looking and they're reasonably not crazy most of the time. Okay, so you can stay here indefinitely. Now, above an 8 hot and between about a 7 and a 5 crazy, this is your wife zone. Okay, when you meet this girl, you should consider a long-term relationship. This zone is not scaled to size. This is a representation and not an actual. This is not a pie chart showing you how many of these people are out there. This is simply a representation of what you're after. You want to be 5 to 7 crazy above an 8 hot. That's your wife zone. Okay. Now, below a 5 crazy and above an 8 hot, this is your unicorn zone. These things don't exist. If you find a unicorn, please capture it safely, keep it alive. We'd like to study it and maybe look at how to replicate that. Okay, so this is the...
Wow, that guy right there, Crazy Hot Matrix guy joins us. Up next, I'm Drake Toll. That's J.D. Pickell, Armstrong Sims, Zach, and Isaac are in the studio. We'll hit Armstrong's Minute, a quick break, and be right back with Dana McClendon, a lawyer. Dana McClendon, a lawyer, more commonly known as Crazy Hot Matrix Guy. Let's rock. This is Up-Tempo.
At Baylor University, students can shine in their own way. Or should we say their own ways? Because there's no limit to the ways Baylor students make the world a brighter place. Whether they're leading a student organization or following a higher calling, getting advice from faculty, or taking part in world-class research, pursuing their dreams, or working toward their dream job, students find their place to shine at Baylor, where lights shine bright.
Riverbend Liquor and Wine has their easy-to-access drive-thru open and convenient and clean in-store location on the corner of Lakeshore Drive and North 19th Street in Waco. Riverbend Liquor has the best and most extensive variety of craft beer selections in Waco, and Balcones Whiskey, including single malt, pot still, baby blue, rye, brimstone, and the all-new lineage in stock. Riverbend Liquor and Wine, family-owned and operated, and a hidden gem in Waco on Lakeshore Drive and 19th Street. And find out more on Facebook and Instagram.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like instant issue debit cards free at all of our banking centers, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
Waco Custom Marketplace is your home for holiday favorites for parties and the time with family. Various specials available in-store and online. A variety of steak gift boxes with 4 ribeyes for $70, 4 bacon wrapped fillets for $55, or 4 New York strips for $50, and all come with steak butter. Fall snack box for watching a game or wrapping presents or hosting people at your house, including summer sausage, split horn, and jalapeno cheese, and salted crackers for only $35. 2 pieces of lobster tails with herb butter and 2 bacon wrapped fillets for $60. Order online or call in advance to ensure availability, or drop by Waco Custom Marketplace at 425 Lake Air Drive. Waco Custom Marketplace has a full-service butcher shop for customized orders or cuts of your favorite steaks or beef tenderloin or specially ordered prime rib roast. Plus, what you want with pork, poultry, seafood, and more. Waco Custom Marketplace, 425 Lake Air Drive in Waco, or WacoCustomMarketplace.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio. here's Drake Toll.
All right, welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T studio. I am Drake Toll alongside J.D. Pickell, Armstrong, Sims, Zach, and Isaac in studio today. And we are joined now by a very special guest. Some in the law industry know him as Dana McClendon, but we more commonly know him as the crazy hot Matrix guy. And that's how we've got to refer to him. Crazy hot Matrix guy, thanks for coming on the show today.
Glad to be here, man. What's up?
Oh my goodness. There's so many places that I want to start with my dating life and my career, but I'll start here. Knowing that you revolutionized the dating industry, what has it been, five or so years ago now?
6.5.
6.5 years ago.
Who's counting really though?
July 21st, 2014.
To know that you revolutionized the dating game, is there just something about that for you that's so, I guess, just do you feel like you've accomplished something?
I changed the world.
Yeah. It goes Christopher Columbus, Sir Isaac Newton, Crazy Hot Matrix guy.
Crazy Hot Matrix guy.
Dan McClendon.
Oh my goodness. So walk us through too. As you said 46 years, JD brought up the point that your one criteria for building this matrix was the fact that you've been on the earth for 46 years.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. When did it dawn on you that I need to share this knowledge with the world?
So my sons are about you guys' age. My sons are 24 and 21. And one day I just realized that, man, I knew stuff that I needed to pass on and that you guys shouldn't have to learn the hard way. So.
And how has their success been since you've educated them in the world?
Neither of them has made a giant mistake. I'll take a little bit of credit for that. So
absolutely.
Now, what went into for you the Crazy Hot Matrix when you thought about what's the criteria that we're going to put into what this chart looks like?
Okay, so I've been a divorce lawyer since 1993. I have also done criminal defense work since 1993, and I've been married since 1992. So I've learned a little bit about what doesn't work. And the actual origin of the Matrix was a guy came in to see me, and he was having to hire me for like the third time for some little misdemeanor stuff. And I looked at him and I said, "Hey, man, do you know why this keeps happening to you?" And he shrugged and he goes, "Man, I guess I'm just unlucky." And I was like, "No, that's not it." I go, "What do all these events have in common?" He's like, "Me?" I go, "Well, yeah, but girls, women, you keep picking the wrong ones." And he goes, "You think?" And I literally just was like, I got to show this guy where he's wrong, right? Like, so I just started sketching this thing and it just sort of happened. And then over time, I would show it to other people. And there were a couple of revisions to it before it was published. But one of them was the Tiffany part. I was showing it to a guy one time and I got to the danger zone part and he pointed hard at it and he thumped his finger on it and he goes, "And Tiffany's are in the danger zone." And I go, "That's funny," because like he was serious, but
partially
I realized that like the comedic effect of putting a girl's name in there was that, first of all of us know a crazy ass Tiffany. So that was easy. And then second of all, it was like that name just was a placeholder. Her name could be Susan, but if I gave you a placeholder, then the bit was that much better. And then the part at the end about, "But wait a minute, man, I met this girl." She's like, that actually happened. And so that's where that part of the bit came.
So those are like some really real credentials, like having worked.
Yeah, it's all drawn on experience. Yeah, it's all drawn from real life.
Like there's jokes in it, but it's all very much real, like evidence based.
Yeah, well, that's why it went hyper viral, right?
Yeah.
Like because people see that it's funny, but they also see how accurate there are. I mean, like, it's the quintessential boy girl relationship bit, and we all struggle and we all try to find our way through it, and we all try to find someone that can put up with our nonsense just as well as we can put up with theirs. And so,
and how long did it take to become viral? Like, did it take off pretty quick, or was this like 2 years later you check it?
No, man. So the guy that's in the video with me is a good friend of mine, and it was his channel, and he had like 250,000 followers, but they're all like gun guys and cops and soldiers and stuff, preppers and stuff. So I figured his average video at the time probably reached 10,000 views eventually, something like that. So I figured it'd be 5,000 people that were, you know, kind of inside, you know, the clubhouse kind of thing. Man, within a couple of weeks, I was getting phone calls because it went from 50,000 to 100,000 to 500,000. Like, I couldn't even keep up. And by now it's hundreds of millions.
So what, and you know, we kind of asked around to people around us, Crazy Hot Matrix guy. And everyone we asked our bosses, we were like, hey, we know it's a sports show, but we want to have him on. And they were like, we live by that video. You've got to have him on the air. So have you heard any success stories in your time that have come out of your Crazy Hot Matrix?
Oh, dude, to this day, I mean, we're 6.5 years later and, you know, I didn't know you guys were out there doing this thing and gonna come and invite me. To this day, I posted something on my Instagram the other day, random guy I'd never met. I don't know who he is. I'll never meet him in real life. Texted me. He DM'd me a funny story about how he was dating some girl and he had to call the cops to get her out of the apartment. And as she's being dragged out in handcuffs, she's screaming that she's a unicorn. I mean,
no way.
I'm telling you, to this day that happens. I mean,
out of here.
Yeah. You know, when it first went viral, it was summer of 2014, and that October, people were winning costume contests at bars for going as me, and then their girl goes as a unicorn, and they're carrying a whiteboard into the bar, and you know. So almost every Halloween, I Google the bit, and sure enough, someone's gone to the bar and it's funny too, because like the takes that they have on me is like total nerded out, you know, and I get it. I mean, like the glasses and the tie and you know stuff, but
from academia,
right?
Yeah,
that just added to the
yeah.
That is so funny. Now, I was asking Drake before we got you on here, is there a way to self-assess on the Crazy Hot Matrix? Because obviously in a relationship, it's two people, ideally. I mean, you get some weirdos, but ideally it's two people, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a good assessment of one person, how do you self-assess yourself to see where you fall in the Matrix? Because I'm assuming there can be some give and take there, no?
You mean like, how does a girl know where she falls?
Dana, J.D. wants to know where
how hot am I, Dana? Tell me how hot I am. All right? I want to know.
Man, that's a whole different semester of Matrix. I'll have to do a follow-up class on that one.
Yeah, we're eagerly looking forward to that.
Yeah. So that's second semester Matrix. You have to be invited to that class.
Okay.
So, and is there on the flip side of that, for the ladies out there that are watching, where can they go to find, hey, you know, I'm dating this guy who's like a 7.5. He's like a 4 crazy.
Yep.
I mean, where does this fall for the women?
Oh, this is easy. So most people saw the video that got clipped, but at the end of the original, which you can find on my YouTube channel, I did the Matrix for women. I mean, I can do it. I could tell you now, or I could show you now if you like. But the bottom line is that for women, it's much simpler because women are much more selective than men. So women's no-go zone is vast. If you are not at least an 8 on the cute scale or at least an 8 on the money, fame, and power scale, you are in the no-go zone.
Wow. And how does that look? Are there as many quadrants?
No.
What's the range of, I would love to see it. If you've got an example, I would love to see it, because I know we have a lot of people tuning in that they want to know. The ladies don't want to feel left out today.
You want a screen share?
Oh, come on. We're doing
Please.
it. Armstrong's got the screen share open. Look, this is a free course right now.
Yeah.
This right here is like, you ever watch the YouTube ads that come up and it's like,
I do.
the courses in music, or Hans Zimmer is teaching you how to be or somebody that leads an orchestra? This is better.
Yeah.
This is better than that.
All right, you want me to actually screen share on my iPad?
We got it.
It says it's disabled.
Armstrong, it's out on my end or your end? Our producer is.
That's all right. I can draw it and just hold it up.
Yeah, that would be better. I think that would be better.
Okay. So,
this is
for the
defining moment for us.
Ladies, this is for you.
Yeah, it's live. It's live TV. But keep asking me questions while I sketch this thing real quick.
So we had a question that came in too. One of our viewers asked, this is Steven from Virginia. As a person who was married and divorced someone who was in the no-go zone, how does he recover?
Okay, so get back out there and don't be in any hurry. Now, I would so how old is this guy?
Steven's probably 28,
we don't
30.
know.
Yeah, Steven's an enigma.
We don't
Steven
know.
is
I asked
at
that before the show. I don't know.
So he's a grown-up. He's done the whole, went down the aisle, got the chick with the white dress, all that, right?
Right.
Okay, this is easy. All right. Well, I mean, you only do that once, right? You don't make a big deal out of your second one. Like you're just at that point, you're just
been here before.
Flaunting your failure at that point.
As two people who have been down the aisle 0 times.
I also have not been down the aisle.
This is the advice that I'm about to give you is not the advice I would give to someone your age who's never done the traditional wedding. Okay. But if you've done that and you're now a grown up and the first one didn't work, here's what I would say. First date, you'll only go on a first date with someone to whom you have a strong physical attraction. Now, I don't have to tell men that, but I do have to tell women that because they'll talk themselves into it. They'll be like, oh, but he's so nice to puppies or whatever. And they're not attracted to him. So they figure that somehow they'll work themselves up into that and it won't happen. So men don't make that mistake. They already know if you're not attracted to them, don't go on a first date. First date, you stay sober. It's short. You arrive separately, you leave separately. It's a daytime thing, maybe a cup of coffee. And the only purpose of the first date is to confirm or reject the theory that you are attracted to them physically. If you are, and if she is reciprocal to you, attracted, then you schedule a second date. And the second date goes like this. You go somewhere that's cozy and intimate with booze, and you both bring 10 questions.
Wow.
And you can ask anything you want. Wow. And anything. Yes, you can ask that. Whatever you want. Okay. And the second date, the rules are these. You each bring 10 questions. And when you are asked a question, you can leave, pass, or answer. And if you answer, then the answer has to be the unvarnished, raw, ugly truth. Okay. Wow. So if you get asked a question that you're like, oh, that's insane, I'm out. You just check, please. Thank you. Done. Right. Or you can say, I'm not comfortable answering that question, which is an answer. Or you can answer the question. If you both get 10 answers that you can live with, you should then go do the thing. And if that works out, you've got a shot at a relationship. But you've microwaved past all the nonsense where you lie to someone for 6 months and only later let them figure out that there's something that there is a deal breaker.
This is so
foolproof.
This is second date advice.
Yeah, you might look. This is why I'm saying it's not like the traditional young people falling in love thing. This is like a grown up. You know what you want. You know what you don't want. You don't want to waste a lot of time. Here's the thing: if you're a grown up, you don't want to meet somebody and get attached to their dog, and then 6 months later find out that there's a problem that can't be fixed, and now you're going to miss the dog.
I mean,
I've been there.
If there's a thing being done on the second date, if I'm understanding you correctly, you're attached to a lot more than just the dog, Dana.
Well, I'm saying you should figure out whether that part's going to work too.
Physical attraction
on the second date.
Well, the guy's already been married before.
I mean, whatever. I'm just saying, like, if you've cleared out the top 10 deal breakers, maybe it's time. I don't know. I'm not going to rush people into it, but like that's the next thing that's like the check. And if that's good,
so like,
you got a shot.
So like from an abstract perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
okay.
there, yeah.
I can be more on board with that.
You've now, I like the course here. Did you not take notes?
I don't need to take notes.
I've got that. Now we've cleared the 10 question thing. So we know that they're either A, not that crazy, or B, that you can tolerate the 10 question answers. Then you find, okay, I'm physically attracted to them. All right, you're right. But also, we're not 30. We haven't been married before. So I bet, and Dana can fill us in, that this would look a lot different for those of us who are early 20s.
Yeah, you guys should do it the hard way.
Okay. What does the hard way look like, and is there a way to make it easy, Dana?
Well, use your matrix, plot data points, and then see where it goes. I mean, you guys aren't in any hurry, right? Like there's a whole sea of people out there.
Dana, we go to Baylor, and there's this little thing called the ring by spring, and if you don't get it, you don't get a degree. So I'm gonna need the easy way on a fast track.
See, don't buy the hype. That's ridiculous. Here, in all seriousness, as a divorce lawyer, I will tell you this. I have run so many divorces where the story was this, and I'm serious about this. The story was we were dating when we were seniors, and then we graduated. So we took jobs in the same town and rented an apartment. Well, and then it seemed like the thing to do was to get married. So we did. And then we had a kid. And then we both looked at each other and realized, you're not even the person I liked 8 years ago. Let's bail. Let's get out of this. Right. So that whole timeline that gets inflicted upon young people about, well, what are we going to do now that we've graduated? I know, let's get married. That's insanity. Don't buy that.
There's a lot of truth to that.
No one's ever told me that before. Okay, here it is. Now, this is for the ladies out there.
Right. So as you can see, if you are an 8 cute, but you are not at least an 8 on the money, fame, and power scale, you are an F boy.
Wow.
F stands for fail boy.
Fail boy.
Okay, yeah. Once you are an 8 on the money, fame, and power scale, it is no longer relevant what you look like. You're husband material.
Wow. Okay. And so is there like a correlate? So what if you're a 9 cute and a 9 money, fame, power?
Well, right. Okay, fine. You're Brad Pitt. But
so I'm not. I'm Drake Toll.
Brad Pitt for $1,000, Alex.
Wow. So is this as foolproof?
Dude, go on the internet and look up all the ugly dudes with hot chicks, and the only reason they got a hot chick is because they got money.
Is there a financial amount attached to those? Numerical.
Well, it's relative to the girl, right? Like, I mean, if she's an LA 10, then yeah, it's going to take a lot more money.
So it's sliding. So it's a sliding.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if she's a Midwest 6, it's different, right?
Wow. It varies. It varies. So on top of that, though, Dana, what is your advice? And this wasn't included in either of these. This is like outside of the course. We're going office hours here.
Love it.
How do we become in the 8 or above in the money, power, and fame?
Pick something that you're good at and get better at it than everyone else.
Bobsledding.
That's a lot.
Olympic bobsledding.
Got another call yesterday. True story.
This guy.
True story.
I mean, look, this whole follow your passion thing. Well, what if your passion is butterfly collecting?
Get really good.
There's money there.
Okay, fine. You're a butterfly collector.
There's money there somewhere.
Okay, all right, but only for the very best butterfly collector on the planet.
What if I'm really good at butterfly collecting?
Okay, good. You going to monetize that or just be a butterfly collector?
Flip it and tumble it, baby.
You tell me, Dana. What's going to make me the most money?
Well, I don't know what the market for butterfly collectors is, but you don't have to be a particularly good lawyer to live a good life. But I imagine that if you want to be a rich butterfly collector, you damn well better be the best one on the planet. And that sounds like it's a little more competitive.
That's true.
That's a lot of truth.
The butterfly collection industry has only got it's only gotten more competitive as the years have gone on.
That's truly a vertical industry. Like only the very best get any money out of it.
The rich and powerful butterfly collectors. So Dana, as we wrap up here, when it comes to your advice today, 6.5 years later from the release of that video, has anything changed? And what do you tell young men or just men across the board everywhere who look to you for dating and relationship advice now?
Don't marry anyone you haven't lived with for a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. So at Baylor, that may not bode so well at a school that's more traditional like Baylor.
Listen, I realize that I'm not giving advice that is consistent with certain moral tenets. I get it. I'm a divorce lawyer. So I'm giving practical advice, and I'm telling you that if you don't live with someone, you don't know them. And if you don't live with them for a year, you don't know them the way that you should. And also, don't marry someone whose immediate family you have not met or had that family's absence explained satisfactorily.
Or who is immediate family.
Well, like brother, sister, father, mother.
No, I'm saying you shouldn't marry someone who is immediate family, let alone date someone who's immediate family, depending on
I'm saying you shouldn't marry someone. I'm saying you shouldn't marry someone whose immediate family you haven't met.
But are you also saying not to marry someone who's in your immediate family? Can you please confirm that as well?
That's a felony. So yeah, let's don't do that.
I have one more question. I don't know if Drake does. I have one more question to backtrack to the Matrix. Again, I'm sure you hear this a lot. I personally, I'll give you, here are all my cards. I believe I have indeed found a unicorn, Dana. How do I keep this unicorn?
Keep all the poachers away.
Okay. And Dana being one of those, too, because Dana did say that if you find a unicorn, you're supposed to ship it to him.
Never mind, forget whatever I said.
If you have, in fact, found a unicorn, good for you. Initiate replication sequence.
Okay.
Make more of them.
Okay.
Make more of them. And Dana, I'm guessing you haven't been sent too many unicorns in your days to evaluate, have you?
Man, I get self-professed unicorns on social media all the time.
Sure.
And ones that get arrested and drug out of apartments, too, that are also apparent unicorns.
Yeah, I'm saying that was proof positive that she wasn't what she said she was.
Probably not. I'm sure most of the unicorns that say they are not. But Dana, look, man, this right here, this is what it's all about.
Gold. Right. Yeah.
Now I feel so much more
Sports
prepared.
show gold.
As a young college kid, I feel so much more prepared to go into the world. We needed to take a break from sports.
Man, you haven't learned a thing at Baylor more helpful than this.
I haven't. This, and guess how much I paid for this in comparison to my tuition?
They should be paying me for teaching this class.
They should imagine.
I should be like an adjunct professor at Baylor.
Tell me someone has reached out to you at a university, at least for a lecture.
Oh, the academic world scoffs at me, and I just look at them and go, well, that's fine. You can teach them all the butterfly collecting you want. I got something useful.
Yeah, you hear that, butterfly collectors? I'm not collecting them anymore. Yeah, I'm a man now.
Go down to your J school and tell them what you learned today.
Yeah, that's exactly. I love that. That's the best line yet. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, compare that tuition to this tuition. I would take this crash course every day of the week.
Priceless.
And I'm just doing it because I'm a good dude and I want to change the world for the better. They're doing it for money. So you tell me who's got it right.
And this guy is changing the world day by day, men across the nation, and now specifically at Baylor University, the crazy hot matrix.
I'm glad it's alive and well at the age group that needs it the most.
Oh my goodness. I am like, that's the thing. I don't know if we know, like there are so few people that when I was like, yeah, crazy hot matrix guy. They were like, yeah, I know exactly who that is. Our producer watched it at a church. What was it?
The Bible study.
The first time I ever watched it was a Bible study, and then that entire rest of that Bible study, all we did was just analyze it and discuss
break it down.
Yeah.
Wow. And foolproof to this day.
And here's the thing. 300 million reviews later, and it has not been rebutted.
Wow. There is no...
So, I mean, it's not just science. It's now a law.
It is.
There it is.
You heard it here first.
It is no longer a hypothesis.
Wow. It is established, and the people know it as truth. The crazy hot matrix guy, Dana McClendon, joining us today on Uptempo. Dana, any final thoughts here? Because I just want to soak in all the wisdom I can get.
Man, you know, I'm just here to serve. So if you need me again, if you need a follow-up, you just let me know. I'll be here.
Dana, the next date I go on, that's the first call we're making. We're going to review that.
Hey man, I'll tell you what, if you take a girl out and she's familiar, or you show her and she says, that's not funny, you should leave.
Yeah. It's the perfect level of satire.
Hey, if they genuinely don't think it's funny and you do, that is a deal breaker. Because you don't want to go through the rest of your life getting scolded for teaching your son that some things are funny and some things aren't. I mean, come on.
The no-go zone.
That's not a life you want to lead.
So, but like you said in the video, she could vanish. She could be in the wife zone, and if she doesn't like the video, she vanishes into the no-go zone.
That's why you got to collect the data points over time.
Wow, I love it. Dana McClendon, the crazy hot matrix guy, thanks so much for joining Uptempo today.
I couldn't have been happier to do it.
Oh, my goodness.
Not his first rodeo.
Not his first. I want to go on a date now. And then review it with give him a call. Call him up and be like, hey, Dana, I went on a date tonight. I kind of walk you through it.
Can that be a Bear Games? Like first caller instead of what do we have? We have green and blank?
What do we do? We did that one day.
First caller gets a date with Drake Toll.
First caller, Armstrong will take you out to dinner and buy your dinner. We did that once.
I was hoping.
I've literally gone on a date for charity before.
That was the single most narcissistic, not narcissistic thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, it was a charity date.
He's a man of the people.
I went on a date one time.
It was a prize.
And that charity is never wanted another dime ever again. They were good. They were good for a while after that date.
No, that's not true.
People, I beg to differ.
Collect your data points and your analysis. I feel like that right there. I feel enlightened.
Just stay out of the no-go zone.
Stay out of the no-go zone.
I feel like I know myself better, too, after seeing the other Matrix.
Find a unicorn.
8 to 8.
Yeah. And the ladies out there got their matrix as well. Yeah. English. Wow.
It was mind-blowing, to say the
I'm
least.
kind of, I feel a little bit out of, I'm just in a different world right now a little bit. There's a large part of me that's like, what just happened on our show?
Yeah. I'm not going to say I agree with him on every single point, but I think as a whole, he and I see eye to eye on a lot of things.
Wow. That's big.
Yeah.
You and Dana McClendon, the crazy hot matrix guy? Way more in common than maybe you thought. Unbelievable. Well, here's what we got. We got a caller online, Stephen from Virginia. We're going to hold till after the break. Bring it right back after Armstrong's Minute and a quick break. Wow. Blonde Boys Power Hour. Dan McClennan, the crazy hot Matrix guy, just joined the show. I'm Drake Toll. That's J.D. Pickell. And this is Up Tempo.
Super Tuesday lived up to its hype last night with blockbusters across the country. Starting in the top 10, number 3 Villanova narrowly escaped unranked Seton Hall at home, 76-74. Number 6 Tennessee fell on the road at unranked Florida in blowout fashion, 75-49, and number 7 Michigan got back on track against Maryland, 87-63. Elsewhere, number 18 Alabama won their 8th straight game by blowing out LSU in Baton Rouge, 105-75, and 15th ranked Ohio State lost to unranked Purdue, 67-65 at home.
Ivy, the step back for the freshman. Ivy, cold-blooded freshman, hits the three.
The lone game in the Big 12 last night saw Oklahoma beat Kansas State, 76-50, no surprise. On the women's side, number 24 Iowa State snuck by Oklahoma 64-63, and number 9 Lady Bears look to get back on track with a game in Stillwater tonight at 6:30 on ESPN+. In football, West Orange Stark defensive end Carmelo Jones becomes Baylor's second commitment in the 2022 class. The 6'3", 210-pound Jones notched 75 tackles and 9 sacks last season. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
At Baylor University, students can shine in their own way. Or should we say their own ways? Because there's no limit to the ways Baylor students make the world a brighter place. Whether they're leading a student organization or following a higher calling, getting advice from faculty, or taking part in world-class research, pursuing their dreams, or working toward their dream job, students find their place to shine at Baylor, where lights shine bright.
Riverbend Liquor and Wine has their easy-to-access drive-thru open and convenient and clean in-store location on the corner of Lakeshore Drive and North 19th Street in Waco. Riverbend Liquor has the best and most extensive variety of craft beer selections in Waco, and Balcones whiskey, including single malt, pot still, baby blue, rye, brimstone, and the all-new lineage in stock. Riverbend Liquor and Wine, family-owned and operated, and a hidden gem in Waco on Lakeshore Drive at 19th Street. And find out more on Facebook and Instagram.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingram with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like instant issue debit cards free at all of our banking centers, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
Waco Custom Marketplace is your home for holiday favorites for parties and the time with family. Various specials available in-store and online. A variety of steak gift boxes with 4 ribeyes for $70, 4 bacon wrap fillets for $55, or 4 New York strips for $50, and all come with steak butter. Fall snack box for watching a game or wrapping presents or hosting people at your house, including summer sausage, split horn, and jalapeno cheese, and salted crackers for only $35. 2 pieces of lobster tails with herb butter and 2 bacon wrap fillets for $60. Order online or call in advance to ensure availability, or drop by Waco Custom Marketplace at 425 Lake Air Drive. Waco Custom Marketplace has a full-service butcher shop for customized orders or cuts of your favorite steaks or beef tenderloin or specially ordered prime rib roast. Plus, what you want with pork, poultry, seafood, and more. Waco Custom Marketplace, 425 Lake Air Drive in Waco, or WacoCustomMarketplace.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio. Here's Drake Toll.
Bringing it back back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. I am Drake Toll alongside J.D. Pickell on the Blonde Boys Power Hour, baby. Steven from Virginia is on the Impact Health Labs caller line at 254-339-1122. We're playing the green and blank game today. Later on in the show, you can call in and join in. Steven from Virginia, you're on with Up Tempo.
This might be the greatest day of my life. We need to discuss some of this crazy hot matrix stuff a little thoroughly.
Let's debrief.
First, I want to reaffirm two things he said because he was right with everything he said. But I am 29, so I know I'm older than both.
Very close.
I said 28.
This wisdom needs to be imparted on you and others of your age. First, and I know this is an unpopular take at a Baptist school, and I get it. I'm a devout Episcopalian, but we don't have a football team. So,
you only eat shrimp?
Don't marry somebody you haven't lived with for at least a year. That is a really big deal. I know that's a really unpopular opinion, but that's probably where I got into 90% of my mess. And then the other percent was when he talked about marrying someone because you were dating them in college, and then you felt like that was the next necessary step when you both graduated. She graduated, and I was working, and that was kind of that step. So I want to tell y'all, don't feel pushed to do things you aren't ready to do. And I want to tell y'all this story, and I don't tell this story very often because I plan to make a movie out of this story and make a lot of money off of it.
We're getting deep.
We're hitting record right now, just so you know.
My idea. My ex-wife called me she used to go to George Mason and live in Washington, D.C., and she called me at 6:30 a.m. on my day off on a Sunday morning to drive her and her mother to New Jersey and back in the day for a cat she had seen on the internet.
Wait a second. This is while you're married or dating?
Yeah, I was going to say, is this after y'all been married?
No, this was before we were married.
Oh, and you didn't take this as a sign?
So, like, you see, I'm kind of on the lower end of the good-looking scale. You know, y'all are pretty good-looking when y'all on. But, you know,
I don't know. I have a pretty bad haircut right now. I had to wear a hat today.
Please don't wear that hat, bro.
I know. I don't look good in hats either. Thanks, Steven from Virginia. I can't escape the bad haircut.
I got hats you can wear.
We did lose this one.
But y'all are hilarious, and I really love that segment. So I just wanted to say that's television and radio gold.
Thanks,
so,
Steven.
Thanks, Steven.
Thanks for your vulnerability, too, with that story.
Yeah, bringing it in.
Hey, nobody from the Baylor Nation better see that story. If I see a ride-along version with an ugly girl and a dude who looks like me, I'm going to be really upset.
This guy will
So
know.
none of y'all better feel that.
It's verbally trademarked.
He'll know we broke it. Wow.
Thank you. Later, guys.
See you, Steven. That was for Steven. Crazy hot Matrix guy coming on the show today, breaking it down for us in all of his wisdom. I don't even know if I can name a favorite part of that. It was just all so surreal for me.
Yeah, there were so many layers to it.
I think it's my favorite thing. You know, you can go out and interview, if you get an interview with Brad Pitt, okay?
I was wondering.
How many interviews with Brad Pitt have you watched in your life? How many times have you YouTubed and been interview with Brad Pitt?
Dude, me truthfully 0, but I bet a lot of people have probably watched a lot of Brad Pitt.
Probably, but if you're a viewer on our show,
yeah,
are you consistently I want to hear from Brad Pitt.
I want to hear more about him. Yeah, okay.
There's an element to that. Of course, you have the fame element, but for me, it's hey, remember the guy that did the Road Work Ahead Vine? Road Work Ahead. I sure hope it does.
Yeah. Okay. Now when you say it like that, I was like, Road Work Vine. Yeah. Okay. I do know that. Yeah.
I want to talk to that guy. Oh, I think the perfect example, even better than that, the Boom Goes the Dynamite guy passes it to the man, and boom goes the dynamite. Where he's reading on we're going to get him. We're going to get him. He's going to come on our show.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Give me a week. I'll make it happen. He goes and passes it to the man, and boom goes the dynamite. Those guys that go viral. Where are they now kind of guys? Those are my favorite types of people possibly on the planet.
Because they're out there. Because that video is what, 7 years old?
6.5.
So, yeah, he said 6.5 years old. He changed the world 6.5 years ago.
6.5 years ago.
Yeah, great get by you to get him on the show.
Those are my favorite people on earth. Because there's an element Brad Pitt's coming on Up Tempo.
Yeah.
Woo! What's he going to say to us? Yeah, I'm in movies.
That would be cool to have Brad Pitt on Uptempo.
But Crazy Hot Matrix guy?
Equally cool.
To me,
Almost more cool.
Doubly cool. Doubly cool.
Double the cool.
To know
double the insight.
that he is out there. Those people exist. That like those novelty, it's such a novelty, and everybody kind of knows what it is.
Also, what has Brad Pitt gone through that he can tell us about life? Like that guy dropped real life knowledge, life lessons. He had, he's a divorce lawyer. He had a lot of really good credentials. Brad Pitt's going to tell us, hey, if you want to have a good life or want to have a life like mine, just be hot and good at acting. And I'm neither, so that doesn't help me at all, Brad. But when the Crazy Hot Matrix guy comes on,
he tells us
and
stuff,
says, hey,
it's applicable.
Don't just get married for the sake of getting married. I was like, well, hey, you were a divorce lawyer. You know what you're talking about.
I feel
I'm
good
on board.
After that. I feel good after that. I feel good. I'm not married yet. And I feel like if I was married at 20, I'd be like, wow, Crazy Hot Matrix guy just spoke to my soul.
Yeah.
What have I done?
All the married 20-year-olds watch this show.
They've got to be questioning
I want to
things
reconsider
right now.
some things.
But
I don't know.
For me, I now have applicable life advice from one of the most, a famous YouTuber who has one video, and that did it.
One hit wonder. It's all. The great ones only need one bullet.
One hit wonder.
That's all you need is one bullet. Also, having. Again, I said this on the show. I'm not trying to rub this in, but I do have a girlfriend, which I'm a very big fan of, and that in a lot of ways confirmed some of my initial inclinations I had about her that have continued to be inclinations throughout our 1-year relationship. And I feel a lot more confident in our relationship after talking to Crazy Hot Matrix.
Honestly,
I feel good about where she falls.
If I'm thinking from your perspective, and then he's like, yeah, if you, he wasn't like, unicorns don't exist.
Right. Yeah.
Like I was expecting him to be like, watch out, man.
Yeah. Me too.
But no, he was like, hey, if you found a unicorn, hold on to that.
Yeah. He said, catch her.
He said, and then have children.
He said, replicate.
Make more unicorns.
That's where I was glad the conversation stopped. But
all right, the SicEm365, Pick'em365 coming at you. Drake Toll, J.D. Pickell, Armstrong Sims. We're gonna play the green and blank game with everybody in studio.
Let's do it.
We're gonna do the green and blank game with everybody in studio. But Sick 'em Pick'em we'll stick to the huge.
So who wins? Who wins in the green and blank? It's like, do we have somebody who has to match with all three of us?
I like that idea. Zach's the new guy, so let's make Zach. Zach's gonna match with all of us. All right. How about tonight's Sick'em? I think I like SicEm365, Pick'em365.
Yeah, that's good.
You like that?
That rolls.
Oh, okay, Sick'em Pick'em.
Well, you can call it whatever you want.
Sick'em Pick'em 365.
Providence at number 11, Creighton.
Ooh. Dude, I don't know about either teams at all.
I like Creighton. They're number 11.
Let's go Providence.
Wow.
Rhodey, baby.
Wow.
Number 20,
Rhode
Clemson.
Island, smallest state in the country.
Rhodey. Number 20, Clemson at unranked Georgia Tech.
Clemson.
I like Clemson on the road.
Clemson.
I like it.
We all were about 500 yesterday.
Were we?
We were all from a
completely missed the Tennessee pick.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
That was bad. Tulsa at number 8, Houston.
Houston.
I like Houston.
Yeah, I like Houston.
Northwestern at number 10, Wisconsin.
It's hard to not just pick the ranked team.
I know.
Yeah, especially when
this
they're
is the
ranked so
last
high.
matchup too. I like Northwestern to start the year though.
Wisconsin.
Give me Northwestern then.
Okay.
I like
I'll
it.
do that. There's not a ton of just fun. There's not a single ranked matchup tonight. I guess it's a Wednesday. All right.
Yeah, Big Monday and Medium Wednesday.
Green and blue. That was good.
Hey.
Super Monday, Super Tuesday. It's Big Monday, Super Tuesday. Medium Wednesday now?
Medium Wednesday.
All right, Armstrong. We are going to play the green and blank game. And for the green and blank game, if we can do it, can we play the cool music that I love? No. He said no.
Armstrong.
He bluntly said no. He wasn't mic'd up, but he said no. Here's what we're going to do. Green and blank game. How we're going to start the green and blank game today is the first. Armstrong's I think he's going to bring Isaac on. Are we going to mic Isaac up? Is that what you're doing?
Here you go, Isaac.
So Isaac will be mic'd up. You want to use the same mic as Isaac and Zach can use the same mic. And Zach's got a match with one of the four of us. Is that how we're going to play this game, Armstrong?
That's pretty good odds. This game is hard if you...
This game is challenging.
I mean, the better odds in this game, I think, make it more entertaining.
So here you're gonna stand up when y'all give your answers. You're gonna step up to the mic. That's what's gonna happen here.
All right. So green and blank game.
He's gonna explain the game.
I say a word. You have to. It's not a word association game necessarily.
Who's playing here?
So Zach is the one that has to match with all of us. So Zach's the one that's going to give his first word. So Zach, for example, I'll say green and you would say gold. Green and gold. If I said wall, then you would say maybe Mart or Walgreens. It's not like an opposite game. It's just like I say wall, you say greens. I say door, you could say like handle. I would say door handle or doorman, or I say cameraman. That's
dormant.
Dormant. Very nicely done.
Those taste good.
If I said red, you could say Robin or Riding Hood. Any of the above.
Yep.
Word number one of the green and blank game today is green. Your word, Zach, is green.
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Wait, hold on.
So also, I should.
To be fair,
Yeah.
I need to write down my answer. I had nothing in my head.
So also, just give us.
I'm calling an audible. We got to cut that.
Just
And
give
You
us
want like a 5 second?
Just
We're
give
gonna
us
cut
like a-
the word
yeah.
green and
because
give you like a.
he said lantern, and now lantern's in my head. Or now I can just pick another word because I didn't have one.
apple.
You know?
Green apple.
I was gonna say gold, but
I was gonna say gold too.
but you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
next one.
So give us just a
Give me
quick
a
sec,
second
yeah.
to
Yeah,
write
yeah.
down, and Isaac, just get one in your head.
I got one.
All right. Now we have the word paper. 10 seconds, paper.
Got it.
Done.
All right. Zach, what's your word for paper?
Paper maker.
Paper maker.
Ooh, that's good. I had plain.
I had mache.
I had cut.
Paper cut.
What'd you have, Isaac?
I got that classic paper towel.
Okay.
Paper towel.
Okay.
All different. All different.
There we go. Okay.
That's shocking, but you didn't win.
Cat. You have 10 seconds on the board. Your word is cat.
So the goal is to match with one of us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ideally, that's how you get it. That's how you.
So you want to like pick the most common one.
Gotcha.
It can be a phrase, dude.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Set.
Black cat.
Okay, the word
Okay,
goes
the word has
so
to
it
go
be-
after.
Right.
Cat and mouse.
Cat
Ooh,
and
had
mouse.
dog. Had dog.
Cat dog. It's not like an
I
opposite
said I
name.
had and dog. Yeah.
I had walk. I had catwalk.
I also had cat dog.
Okay. Hey.
Cat
dog.
dog. Oh, like the show.
So you gotta.
Yeah, it's a beautiful show. You should watch it.
All right. The next word is ball.
All right.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Zach.
Ball brothers.
Ball
Brothers.
brothers.
Good one. That was a good one. I had boy.
Ball boy. Is it
Ball
Arm-
boy. I had ball boy.
Ball hog.
I had ball game. Ball game.
I want to say baller, but I don't know if that would have played as well.
Next word is
er.
this one is flower. Oh man, I already have mine, and now I hate myself for what I have because it's hard.
right.
What is yours?
What you got?
Flower power.
Flower power.
That's good.
Okay.
Listen,
okay.
I will. If anybody else here has flower power, I feel like this is I will give you those flowers. to take home.
I'm flower powerless. I
know
got
what
flower mound. It's in flower mound,
Flower
Texas.
mound. I said
Flower
flower
mound.
mound too.
It is.
Wow.
I said flower girl like at a wedding.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
I said flower child like a hippie.
Oh, okay.
Flower child.
Okay.
Yep.
And last one right here, basket. Your word is basket. I'm ready.
I'm also ready.
This is
I think we have the same.
All right. What you got?
Basketball.
Basketball.
Basket case.
Basket weaving.
I also had basket weaving.
You both got basket weaving?
Great minds think alike.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, outside the green and blank game, we got J.D. Pickell and Armstrong Sims playing celebrity birthdays.
Love
we need
it.
music for celebrity
What'd you have for the
birthdays.
last one? What'd you have for the last one?
Basketball. Basketball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got that one. Let's go.
Today is Evan Peters' birthday. TV actor Evan Peters. How old is Evan Peters?
Evan Peters.
Do you know Armstrong? I have no idea. I'm gonna
30
say.
I thought he was. I think
You got something?
32.
32. I'm gonna go with 50.
What was he in? Do we know?
I think this is
have
like
no
Spider-Man.
Oh, I say.
Not
Oh, that helps me.
Spider-Man.
I think it was
X-Men Spider-Man?
He's an X-Man guy.
Okay. Give him that. I will say he's 46.
34. Happy
Oh,
birthday,
wow.
Evan Peters
Almost
today.
nailed it.
Rainn Wilson, Dwight from The Office, JD.
38.
30. Whoa. You are going to be so far off. Armstrong?
45.
55. Rainn Wilson
Whoa.
is 55.
No way.
today.
No
Yeah.
way.
Oh, for sure. That
Twice.
makes
That's
a lot of
crazy.
sense. Tyler Harrow.
21 today.
Armstrong?
Like the basketball player?
No. The fireman.
The rap song.
I don't know. There might be an actor.
Rap star.
Half of these people I've never heard of anyway, so it could be another guy.
That's fair.
But I'll go with 23.
He's 21.
Today.
Well done.
Really?
Buzz Aldrin.
Oh, they're all today, yeah.
Buzz Aldrin, also not a firefighter.
They're all today. Yeah, that's
Who's that?
Astronaut firefighter.
I got.
It was one of the first people on the movie.
The interns are explaining to each other who Buzz Aldrin is.
Didn't talk to me.
I'm going to say he's 72.
I'm going to say 70.
91. Buzz
Holy,
Aldrin
okay,
is
I get it.
91 today.
That makes
He's an old
sense. That
guy.
makes kind of sense.
All right. This is this day in sports history. This year, Jimmy Carter announces the U.S. will boycott the Olympics in Moscow, Russia.
Jimmy Carter? Okay.
Jimmy Carter.
Do you know?
I'm going to go with 1978.
I was gonna say 78. Let's see. Summer Olympics.
You got like 4 choices here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of the years he was president.
Well, I don't know that off the top of my head. 1974?
It was 1980. 1980.
Okay.
And then this New England Patriots beat the Kansas City Chiefs by 6 in overtime at Arrowhead Stadium in the AFC Championship.
2019.
2019.
It's 2019. That was this day in sports history. Celebrity birthdays. I'm Drake Toll. That's J.D. Pickell, Armstrong Sims. We have 2 interns now on Uptempo. We'll be right back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow with the Blonde Boys Power Hour at 11 o'clock. We'll see you guys there. This is Uptempo.
Ideal MRI is a small family business right here in Central Texas. We're open to support you while lowering the cost of healthcare bills. When you need an MRI, ask your doctor for an Ideal MRI. Visit us at idealmri.com or call us at 833-IDEAL-MRI.
Boozers is the wedding ring store and more. If you're ready to get engaged or already married and want to upgrade your wife's ring for a special anniversary, Boozers is the place to go. With the largest selection of premier quality diamond engagement rings and wedding rings in Central Texas. They have 7 cases with over 300 styles of rings from top designers like Natalie Kay. Choose from yellow, white, or rose gold, plus beautiful top quality loose diamonds. With an in-house jewelry, they can also custom make anything you want. Bring in a picture or drawing and let Boozers create your one-of-a-kind pendant or ring. They can even use some of your old gold and diamond jewelry to create something new. At Boozers, you'll find a great selection of quality timepieces, and Boozers is the place for expert watch maintenance and repairs too. They specialize in expert Rolex watch repair for fine jewelry, watches, custom work, and more. Go to Boozers on Valley Mills and Lake Air Drive in Waco.
Boozers, the wedding ring store and more.
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Cam Heathcott, your Edward Jones financial advisor, knows that his most important goals are yours. That's why he takes the time to understand your needs, knowing you. That's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Cam Heathcott, covering Conroe and Houston, 936-756-7717 or cam.heathcott@edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Stepping into the boots of a U.S. Army officer can add confidence and leadership skills to your son or daughter's career path. See all the things they can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
Riverbend Liquor and Wine has their easy-to-access drive-thru open and convenient and clean in-store location on the corner of Lakeshore Drive and North 19th Street in Waco. Riverbend Liquor has the best and most extensive variety of craft beer selections in Waco, and Balcones whiskey, including single malt, pot still, baby blue, rye, brimstone, and the all-new Lineage in stock. Riverbend Liquor and Wine, family-owned and operated, and a hidden gem in Waco on Lakeshore Drive at 19th Street. And find out more on Facebook and Instagram.